You have to buy PMT stuff too.
Yeah. So PMT, we have this.
The hats.
This is just a full ad for our store.
By the Hank Dog sold out.
Well, those are coming back.
Those are coming back, buddy. We're ordering a lot of those, buddy.
They're back.
On today's Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings, Week 13 in the NFL is in the books, and we're going to recap it all. We have the Thanksgiving Day games. We have the Black Friday game. Maybe an extended recap of that one. Bears-Eagles. We are going to talk Thanksgiving. We're going to talk some college football as well during our Who's Back segment because it was so crazy. Lane Kiffin to LSU, Michigan, Ohio State. It was a crazy weekend.
Cal
SMU, extended weekend of football. And we're here. We're back in studio. The boys are back. And we're ready to talk about all of it. We're going to start with Fast 2 Minutes as always, and it's brought to you by our friends at Game Time. The NFL is in full swing. Tailgates, pack stands, the buzz before kickoff, but getting in nightmare. Hank, do you got a game for us?
Yeah, sure do.
Let's go. Did you see the clip of the? I don't know who tweeted it, but it was a ref.
I retweeted it.
Oh yeah, a ref trying to grab his flag. It says Hank trying to get the game for the Game Time. Okay.
I put that out there.
Yeah, what do you got?
You can go to Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Patriots, the Lighthouse, $113, Game Time app.
Love it. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. You get the cues, the price jumps, the getting logged out mid-click. All you want is to be there, beer in hand, losing your voice. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps, and it's incredibly easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PMT for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, December 1st, week 13. Whap, whap, whap. Whap.
Let us be the last to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
We start in Detroit for Thanksgiving, where everyone was wondering when Green Day Packers offense would come around, as Jordan Love showed how his Billy Joe arm is strong, throwing for 4 touchdowns on the afternoon. Detroit needed a win badly, and after Amon-Ra Brown Goes Frazier went out early, they looked to Black Isaac Pease Tesla and Jameson Will.I.Ams to get it restarted in here. But it was too little too late, as Dontavius John Wicks delivered the kill shot with an incredible catch to ice the game away. The Packers, 31. The Lions, I don't have the score in front of me.
The Lions didn't score 31 points, boom.
What was the final score, Teach?
The Lions did not score 31 points.
The Packers 31, the Lions 24. What? I'm a little rusty from Thanksgiving. I had too much turkey.
Too much turkey. We go from Big Balls LaFleur to Big D, where Dacaroni and Cheese Prescott had a noodle arm early on Thanksgiving, throwing an early pick, saying "Pasta la vista." George Dickens' career has been a tale of two cities, having Steelers fans saying, "Darn, they can't cover that guy Nat." Malik My Butthole Davis had Kansas City defenders looking at his backside as he ran for a long touchdown, but the Chiefs responded as Rashee Ray Rice has elevated his game and is now finishing drives instead of abandoning them. And once upon a time in Hollywood, Brown put a nice play on film as Quentin Tarantino Williams was focused on seeing both his feet get in. But our Cowboys responded as Kevontae Burpin grabbed a loose ball in his tums and leaving Andy Patrick Reed wishing he could play on the Live Tour so he could wear shorts and execute all the journalists who think the Chiefs are out of the playoffs now. Cowboys 31, the Chiefs 28.
To Black Friday, where Max was at the game in Philadelphia.
We head over to Philadelphia, where fans are getting in the holiday spirit early by wanting to leave Kevin home alone for the rest of the season. Thanks in part to a dreadful Eagles offense led by Jalen. Do you not realize that it hurts me when I see you play bad? As he went on to have another terrible game under center. On the other side of the ball, Kyle Mafungai had the Eagles D-line tripping as he and DeAndre Swift both went for over 120 yards. And for the first time in a while, Caleb Farrell Williams has Bears fan feeling happy as he has them do a 9-3 record. At least Jason Statham Brown was able to say, "I'm the TD keeper," as he once again had a big game and a loss. Bears 24, Eagles 15.
Thanks, Max. Hank was on the scene in Carolina for the Panthers and Rams.
In the first quarter, Chumbawamba Hubbard ran for 6 yards, was knocked down, but he got up again. Then he ran for 2 yards and was knocked down, but got up again. Then caught a 35-yard touchdown from Bryce, pissing the night away. Young for 7. Devontae John Adams was asked before the game about him and Matthew Stafford being old and washed and said, "Old minds are like old horses. You must exercise them if you wish to keep them in working order." And was rewarded with 2 first-quarter touchdowns from the MVP favorite, who may have got a little ahead of himself because in the second quarter, he threw a interception to Mike Jackson, who didn't stop till he got enough yards to score a touchdown and a pick 6. Then, Blake Corum, if you got him, rushed one in to give the Rams the lead going into half. In the third quarter, Jalen Larry Coker said, "It's all about the me. It's all about the me." After catching a 33-yard touchdown, and Tet offensive McMillan surprised the Rams and America when he scored a go-ahead touchdown in the fourth to give the Panthers a 31-28 win.
Thanks, Hank. Was that a Blake Corum if you got him?
Yeah.
That was a great accent. A great accent.
Thank you.
In Indianapolis, where after standing back and standing by, the Stroud boys were back in action as CJ took the Texans to battle against the Colts. People who had a prop on Alec Baldwin Pierce were happy Sunday as he got the rust off and helped a sneakily loaded Colt offense. But it was the Texans defense that ruled the day as Derek Stingley Steve lost the coach on Sunday but gained a win. They're chubbed up in Houston with Nick finding the end zone and the Texans winning 4 in a row. Texans 20, Colts 16. What? And now we go to the Meadowlands where memes is on the scene.
We head to soggy MetLife where Jamal knew was moving out as he muffed the punt to set up the Jets' first touchdown. Bijan Tim Robinson will take 23 rushes for 142 yards with 7 targets and 5 receptions for 51 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Ty Rodney Dangerfield said, I tell you what, I fucked that up.
You got it. Stay in the pocket, memes.
Oh, I tell you what, I get no respect around here.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
As he found where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? At Night Joe for a 52-yard touchdown. McCrary ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find. God, I'm fucking this whole thing up.
No, stay in the pocket, memes.
I'm figuring it out.
Memes, stay in the pocket.
Memes, do the Rodney Dangerfield again.
I tell you what, I don't get no respect around here. McCrary ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find him for doing a dead fish dance and having sex on the field that set up David I'm still standing stronger than I ever did for a touchdown. Jets ended up raining on Kirk Cousin Fuckers Parade as Nick Folkhero hits a game winner for the Jets to win their last 3 of 5. Jets 27, Falcons 24.
One more time with the Rodney Dangerfield.
I tell you what, I don't get no respect around here.
Okay, we go down to Tampa for Zach.
In Tampa, Baker's dozen Mayfield started Week 13 off with a double glazed pass to Tristan Wirf and Turf, who swam off the plate and into the end zone from 2 yards out. Shortly after, Bucky's Irving was heard hollering, "Brisket on the board," as he dodged, ducked, and dove through defenders, checking out at the next available register for 6 points. Jacoby Brissett snapped the ball to his toes, then he crinkled his nose. Wherever he throws, the touchdown pass goes to Bam Dark Knight, who asked the entire Bucs defense, "Why so serious?" as he put 6 points on their head. Lastly, Chase McLaughlin to the bank like ha ha ha, ha ha ha. He's flexing on these special teams like ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Sinks a fourth quarter field goal through the uprights from 57 yards out. Tampa 20, Arizona 17.
Thanks, Zach.
We go to Pittsburgh as Sean McDermotologist looks to get under the skin of his old college teammate Mike Tomlin. But William and Mary aren't just the most popular guesses for who Aaron Rodgers' wife is. It's also the college football powerhouse that gave a start to this rivalry. Aaron Rodgers was all shot up with painkillers as the Steelers' playoff hopes are percolating after the Ravens loss. And in the first half, Jalen Warren, good God, y'all, what is he good for? About 35 yards rushing. Say it again, y'all. Scored a 1-yard TD to give Pittsburgh the lead. But the game turned in the second half as Rodgers took a big sack straight to his nose, leaving it bleeding, either from the hit or because he was so excited to see Josh Allen. The Bills took the lead and didn't give it back, adding a score by Keon J. Coleman, who had wisely been keeping himself out of the beef for the last few weeks. And the Steelers are back at 500 again. It's Groundhog's Day in Pittsburgh with no end in sight. Meanwhile, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. The Bills 26, the Steelers 7.
And that is the fastest 2 minutes because Jameis plays on Monday night, and it's brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Football season is here, and whether you're grinding through the week or gearing up for kickoff, there's one ride that's always ready, game ready. Chevy Silverado. The Chevy Silverado is a longtime partner of Pardon My Take and our favorite truck, and it's all about grit. From job site to tailgate, Silverado lets you show up strong and tackle any task. Built for the hustle, ready for the game, Silverado is America's most dependable full-size truck. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Head to Chevy.com to learn more and build your own Chevy Silverado today. Okay, week 13 in the books. We are back in studio. Thanksgiving. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving?
I had a great Thanksgiving.
Great
Cat.
Thanksgiving.
It was an awesome Thanksgiving. I had maybe killed off my leftovers this morning before I came into the office. Kind of a sad situation running out so soon. But yeah, fat, happy. Didn't have to watch my team lose over the weekend. That's been nice so far.
Yeah, we'll get to the Sunday Night Football game at the end. The Thanksgiving break, I love Thanksgiving, the holiday. There is a point, though, somewhere around, it's like late Friday afternoon or Friday evening where you're like, what day is it? And what games am I watching? And what's going on right now? And you just kind of lose sense of everything and you just eat. I couldn't stop eating. And then Saturday happens, and you're like, but I watched college football Friday as well, and now Saturday, and then you just get so confused about time and space, but it's the best.
On Saturday, I referred to Wednesday as being Saturday.
Yeah.
Because it felt like it. Like Tuesday was my Friday, and then Wednesday, Saturday, Thanksgiving felt like a Sunday. Me personally, though, I don't know about you guys. I miss you guys when I'm not around talking
Big
football.
time.
There was a time on Friday afternoon, I want to say probably like around 5 p.m., where I was like, I wish we could just do the pod.
I was thinking about an emergency pod. Zach, were you thinking about an emergency pod?
I thought it was maybe going to happen.
There was maybe an emergency pod.
Just because I missed talking ball with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, to cover every game that had happened thus far.
All right, so we are going to recap Thursday and Friday, and then we'll get to Sunday. Yeah, but Thanksgiving was great. Hank, you had a good Thanksgiving?
Great
Recharge?
Thanksgiving. Very good. Yeah, recharge. I was in toddler and infantville.
Yeah.
It's a fun
It's
time.
a different world.
Is that what we
Fun
call
time.
the first and second hole?
By the time, no, I was with my family and you know, my brother and sister both have young kids and just spending the day with them. By the time it's like 7 o'clock, it feels like it's 11:30.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was.
yeah.
And I was exhausted. And I'm like, what did I even do today? Like nothing really.
I muttered to my wife multiple
it's
times,
exhausting.
we got to get these kids back to school. Yeah. We just got to get them back to school because every day is just like, what are we doing today? It's like, I don't fucking know.
It's just got to be K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
That's I learned that this week. K-pop Demon Hunters is
Peppa Pig.
Songs are awesome.
It's a cheat code.
The problem is they just, when you play them like 100 times, they become less awesome. But they are awesome songs.
Yeah. Over Thanksgiving, somebody said in the kitchen as we were getting ready to eat, they said, K-pop Demon Hunters is on the TV downstairs, every kid abandoned the main floor and just sprinted
Hunters.
downstairs. Yeah.
Literally the exact same thing happened in my house.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just Demon Hunters in my house. We've shortened it.
Hell yeah.
Or Hunters. I just want to
But they're
watch
also
Hunters.
the kids were also scared but enthralled
Yes.
with the show.
Yeah.
I don't understand that they were scared but also obsessed.
I went to PFT's house on Thanksgiving to fry my turkey, which he was nice enough to let me come over and use his fryer, and we
Yeah.
got to watch football together, and it was awesome because we never get to do that.
It was nice. It's the first time in a long time, I think, that we've sat back, drank beers, and watched football.
And with no cameras on.
And no cameras.
It was great.
We were doing the pod, but just
just
for
to no
ourselves.
one.
For ourselves.
To no one. Okay, let's get into some games. Thursday, by the way, Thanksgiving. Credit to the NFL. You delivered. I feel like we've had many Thanksgiving days where the football has not been great.
Yeah.
This was great football, start to finish. We had the Packers 31, Lions 24. Jordan Love was pretty much perfect. He was throwing dimes. He was dropping. He was doing the deep passes to Christian Watson. He had even to end the game when there was like a 4th and 2, and he threw that ball over the middle of the field.
Dontavion Wicks.
Yeah, the Packers looked scary offensively for the first time in a long time.
That was a great catch by Wicks, too. He jumped out of his shoe and caught it. Also, he had a great touchdown catch earlier in the game. Jordan Love was just, he was incredible. He's doing the fadeaway. He was doing I'm going to, it's, you know what it is? Like Kirk Cousins now tries to do that, but he does it because he's scared.
Right.
As he throws, he just immediately turns away from the field. When Jordan Love does the fadeaway, he does it like confidently, like you're shooting a 3.
Yeah.
And he was perfect on Thanksgiving.
And it was the Dan Campbell live by the go for it on 4th, die by the go for it on 4th, because we had the Lions basically, like, you could look at this game and it was the Lions started slow. Jared Goff was good. Obviously, Amon-Ra getting hurt was significant, but it woke up Jameson Williams. But they had 2 4th downs that they didn't get, and if they get those, they might win the game. They had one where they were down 3 midfield, get stuffed, and then they had the one that people are going to debate because it is Dan Campbell, and he likes to go for it on 4th down 10 with 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter on the Green Bay 21, and he goes for it and gets stuffed. You're down 10. You need a field goal at some point, but he's like, fuck it, I'm going for this.
One of those hit Jameson in the hands too, and it was like a carbon copy of the debate that we had in the playoffs, where the play design actually worked.
It's the execution. You need to execute the play.
You got to execute it. If it hit, Hank, what do you say about receivers?
You can touch it, you can catch it.
That's what we always say on this show. So I'm going to stand by Dan Campbell. Things don't look great for the Lions right now, by the way.
That was like the worst week they could possibly have.
It seems bad, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, well, this is nothing that getting their old center back won't fix. But it turns out that Frank Ragnow had a grade 3 hamstring injury,
which is
that he was unaware of.
The most significant. No, he was slightly aware of. He wasn't aware of the severity, which tells you how tough Frank Ragnow is, because he went in. So this was like Monday or Tuesday. He went in, said he's coming back. He had to do it before week 13. He told Dan Campbell, I got a little bit of something going on with my hamstring. Then they had him go through a physical, and they're like, yeah, it's grade 3 tear, which is the worst tear you can have.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's walking. It probably is a testament to how tough he is, and also how bad his body feels all the time, that he didn't notice that a grade 3 tear, he was just living with that.
Grade 3 is hamstring falling off the bone, which is the most delicious sounding injury that you can have.
Yeah.
But that's pretty unreal that he was just walking around. He just thought, like, I'm old. This is just like kind of what waking up in the morning feels like. It's like, no, you have a very severe injury, sir. Maybe they should just let him play through it.
Yeah.
Just like try to toughen it, play your way back into shape.
So they had that.
Maybe his hamstring got torn because his body misses playing football.
That could be it.
He needs to contact him.
Or do you think there's a chance he might have was like, hey, I'm coming back, and then went out in the backyard and did a sprint and just immediately tore his hamstring?
And he was like, fuck, I already said I'm coming back.
Yeah, shit.
That might be, he might not have worked out at all. And then he said, you know what? My body feels good. I'm going to come back and play with the boys.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I better get in shape because I haven't really done anything. Let's just do one wind sprint.
Yeah, honey, get the cones. I'm going out in the backyard.
And then he knows he's hurt, and he's like, I still have to show up for work because I said I was going to come back.
I wonder if he'll come back next year, though, because they have his rights for 2 years is what it was. What it is. I learned that through this entire process. But they had Frank Ragnow come back, then be immediately put on the IR. They had Amon-Ra get hurt. And then they lost the game where they're now on the outside looking in of the playoff picture. And next Thursday, they have basically an elimination game against the Cowboys, which it does feel like the Lions season. They have a little bit of a cursed season going on right now where things have kind of fallen apart for them.
Yeah, right now they're at 31% to make the playoffs on the Athletic Playoff Simulator.
Zach, can you fix this middle TV? Because I know we'll pull some stuff up. And we're looking at a beautiful lake scene and a AI. I don't even know what this is.
It does look nice, though.
Lake
We got some tea out there.
It looks beautiful. But yeah, the Lions, Lions fans have to be, I think it's past panic button.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Because even with the way the NFC playoff picture is looking right now, there are you have to basically win out if you're the Cowboys or the Lions, and you play each other on Thursday.
Yeah, this is the deep end. This is the deep water that Dan Campbell talked about dragging somebody out into and just treading water until the other guy drowns. Mm-hmm. You're in that water right now.
Oh, also, turns out Micah Parsons is still very good because
he's a son of a bitch. He had an awesome game.
Closer in that game where I think he had 2.5 sacks, one of them in the fourth quarter, and it was like, oh yeah, that's why you get a guy like that who can beat anyone in big time downs.
He had an awesome game. The Packers have to be feeling pretty good about themselves. Also, LaFleur, credit to him, he was doing some of the Dan Campbell stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like when coaches coach against Dan Campbell, they're like, I don't want my team to think that I'm a chicken shit.
It was actually, there was a moment, I think it was during the Cowboys-Chiefs games after watching the Packers-Lions, where I was like, could you imagine 20 years ago explaining this NFL to someone? Because there were so many fourth downs that teams, like, it wasn't even a question. If it was 4th and 2, 4th and 3, is like the punt team's not coming out. It's just such a different league now.
And you know what? We needed a guy like Dan Campbell to make it happen. We needed a guy that looks like Dan Campbell to make the revolution happen, because you can get the Brandon Staley's all you want, but when the Brandon Staley's are going forward on fourth down because of math, everybody looks at that guy and they're like, that guy's not a football guy. That's a nerd.
Yeah.
When Dan Campbell does it, you're like, I guess math is for men now.
Yeah.
Finally.
Oh, shit. They made this so the guys can do it.
Finally.
But yeah, the Packers offense waking up was a little scary because that does, their defense is good. And although Goff was, they started slow, but he was dicing him up for a little bit there. And like I said, Jameson Williams, like, he's just, I love whenever a guy catches the ball coming across the middle and it's like no one can touch him, because he's so much faster than everyone.
I like it in the NFL when a guy completely reverses fields, like in a college play.
Yeah.
And they tell you not to do that in the NFL, but the guy can still do the same stuff in the NFL. Also, his shirt was very confusing to me. He had like the 4/7 sleeve.
Yeah.
That's the closest. He made me do fractions on Thanksgiving. I was like, that's not a half sleeve. That's like maybe a little bit longer, but it's not the Belichick.
And underneath, too.
Yeah.
It was flapping around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wearing Patrick Ewing's shirt.
But he did look faster with that shirt for some reason.
Yeah, the wind just whipping around for him.
Yeah.
Okay, next game. Dallas 31, Kansas City 28. This was an incredible game. Dak Prescott outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes was good. Mahomes, I think, did Mahomes have
four
touchdowns and no interceptions?
Yeah.
And they lost the game. But Dak had that early pick. But after that, he was pretty much perfect. Mm-hmm. And including the last drive where he doesn't give the Chiefs the ball back because he finds George Pickens on that big play on that 3rd and 2. And the Cowboys, their defense has figured it out. Jerry Jones, there was a story before the game that he actually wanted to trade Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams. That's how bad he liked him. Mm-hmm. He wanted to trade Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams and a Jets first-round pick. They said no, so then he traded for 2 Packers first-round picks and then traded for Quinnen Williams. But it works because Quinnen Williams was a monster in this game, and the Cowboys' defense, which was so bad to start the season, now looks like they got big stops. They got that. There was that moment in the game when I think the Chiefs were down 7 in the fourth quarter, and Patrick Mahomes got the ball, and you're like, okay, here comes the Chiefs.
Yep.
And they stopped him on a 3-and-out. You're like, oh, fuck. Cowboys' defense. And the Chiefs did have a lot of drops and penalties, but they're not the same Chiefs.
Chiefs had a lot of penalties, but their defense wasn't good. That's the thing, is like the Chiefs, their defense has been able to step up. Dak was great. George Pickens was unguardable when he was running slants.
When he jumped over, I was screaming in my living room.
And he did have that fumble at the end, and Turpin flies in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That could have been a different game if he didn't recover that. But yeah, listen, since what was it, the Monday night game?
Jaguars?
The Cowboys game.
The Cardinals when they lost the Cardinals?
Well, after that, but the Raiders-Cowboys game, I think on Monday night, it's looked like a different team with the Cowboys, and they look like a legit contender if they can get their shit together. If they can, they basically have no margin for error.
They have an elimination game. They have to win against the Lions on Thursday. The loser of that game is probably like all but eliminated, and then they have to. Yeah, they probably have to run the table.
They have no margin for error. But the Dallas Cowboys, I think, because we don't have any real great teams in football right now. The Dallas Cowboys, I think, are playing as good as any team. The Chiefs, however, I'm gonna say I think the Chiefs are eliminated. I am eliminating the Kansas City. No, I don't give a fuck. I'll say it because the Kansas City Chiefs have been eliminated from playoff contention.
I wanted to do this so bad, and then I dove into it.
Nope, they have.
I have some bad news for you.
They're out.
I dove into it. So next Sunday night is an elimination game for the Chiefs. Like if they lose to the Texans, then I will 100% agree with you. They are out. But unfortunately, if you look at the playoff picture. Right now in the AFC, you say the Patriots, the Broncos are all but they're in.
Yep.
Okay. You say the AFC South winner and the AFC North winner is going to be in. Chargers are at 7-4 and Bills at 7-4. They both beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs do play the Chargers again. The Colts are not going to make the playoffs.
Come on.
And the Chiefs beat the Colts.
Come on.
And that's where the Chiefs playoff spot is going to come
I
from.
think the Colts are going to limp.
I was getting
I know, Hank. I'm sorry. You're never wrong, just early. The Colts aren't going to make the playoffs. And the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs.
I think they're going to limp in.
They have to beat the Texans. If the Chiefs beat the Texans, they cannot lose another game.
I've looked at the schedule too. I just don't think that they can run the table because that's going to be it's hard. These aren't the same Chiefs.
I understand.
I think that they're
okay.
a good team, but I don't think that they're going to be able to run the table.
Okay, but their hardest games left are all at home. They play the Texans, Chargers, and Broncos at home.
Yep.
They play the Titans and Raiders on the road. I think they're like 0-5 on the road, I believe. Or they've lost 5 games on the road this year, so they've been bad on the road. So this is all under the premise that the Chiefs run the table. Obviously, if they lose another game, they have no shot at they're going to pretty much no shot at making the playoffs. If the Chiefs and the Colts have the same record, PFT, the Chiefs beat the Colts. Tell me right now, do you think the Colts can go 4-1 in this stretch? At Jaguars, at Seahawks, versus Niners, versus Jaguars, at Texans. They have to go 4-1 if the Chiefs run the table.
I think that's probably unlikely.
So that's the problem.
That's the problem. But I just don't think that the Chiefs are going to run the table.
Right. That I can probably agree with because they have shown that they have not had the same ability to win these close games. But looking at it, and I was just like, oh fuck, the Colts could be the free fall team because the whole time I was like, well, the Bills beat the Chiefs, the Chargers beat the Chiefs. The teams in front, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs, and then I was like, "Oh fuck, it's the Colts."
Yeah.
So that is the free fall team. I hope the Colts can stave them off, but that's why they still. What's their percentage right now? 37%. That's why they still have. That's why they still have a 37% chance to make playoffs. And it again, elimination game next Sunday night.
Yep.
Maybe not for the Texans because the Texans can still win the South.
Yep.
But for the Chiefs, it is. If they lose that game. They will now have every single team like in front of them in the standings has the head-to-head except the Colts.
I went as far as in my own brain, I was thinking to myself, if you're a Chiefs fan, what team would you rather win the AFC? If you're out of the playoffs, let's say Chiefs are eliminated.
The Jaguars.
They have to spectate. But if it came down, like if the AFC Championship game was the Broncos and the Bills, who would Chiefs fans, who would they be rooting for?
I think they'd probably root for the Bills.
Probably, because then you could say that's the conclusion I came to. Then if they win the Super, you probably root for them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're like the one time is because we didn't make it.
Yeah, asterisks
right.
to the Bills. Yeah,
yeah, and Chiefs fans do hate Broncos. So yeah, let us know, Chiefs fans, if that happened. What if it was Patriots Broncos?
I've seen Chiefs fans coming after Andy Reid.
Yeah, it's getting ugly.
That's insane.
But it's also, I mean, the Chiefs not making the playoffs would be shocking. Mahomes is in his prime. That would be a shocking thing to happen. Mm-hmm. To not even, like, if the Chiefs make the playoffs and get bounced in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah, years like that happen to every franchise or every, like, elite quarterback where it's like, oh, yeah, it wasn't our year. To not make the playoffs would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be. But it might be the best thing for the Chiefs. It would force them into making some moves.
I mean, they're going to have to make moves anyway because it does feel like some of their older players. But, man, I still – the Chiefs are always going to be in that they're not dead until they're fully – until there's a little E next to their name. Because I just – looking at it, and it's not like a slight on the Colts. It's just that if the Chiefs can run the table – the Colts are going to be in trouble because they would have to go 4-1 to beat them out for that spot.
I'll say it. I think they're done. I can be the little E next to their name.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Little E.
Little E.
You're Little E.
Yeah. I don't listen, I don't think that the Chiefs are – I don't think they're a bad football team right now. I think that they're much better than they were at the start of the season. But I just don't see them winning every game from here on out.
10 penalties for 119 yards. It's just every Chiefs loss, you're just like, what is going on here? Like the games and the drops and weird play. And like Mahomes, again, he played well, but there was like a couple plays that he missed a guy. And you're like, what is that?
Yeah. And Dak Prescott did a great job improvising on broken down plays too. But still, George Pickens, he was just running slants all day.
He's the best.
All day. He's
the
so
best.
good.
Cowboys are scary. And their offense is scary.
Like CeeDee Lamb had a great game too. When you have both those guys playing good, you're not going to be able to stop that Cowboys offense.
And CeeDee Lamb was just getting, I feel like he had, how many pass interferences were called against him, which those should count for receiving yards.
I agree. And passing yards.
Yeah, because it felt like every time he had a few of them. I'm looking it up. Combined, they had 13 catches for 200 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And George Pickens caught 5 of 7 targets for 85 yards when covered by Jalen Waddle. He's so fucking good, man. He's so good. CeeDee Lamb was, they just have dudes everywhere, and they even had, Jake Ferguson's awesome.
Yeah,
their run game's awesome, and Dak is playing at MVP level. Dak is my official pick for he will not win the MVP, but a lot of people will say in the next month he should be in the conversation for MVP. So he wins that award. He wins the award for being in the conversation for MVP,
which is a good conversation to be in.
Right. He's not going to win it, but there's going to be many people who are like, you know who should be in the conversation? Dak Prescott. Can we actually make a graphic for him? He wins that award. He officially
let's see.
He will have that said about him the most.
Who are the nominees for I would say Myles Garrett.
Yep, and Dak Prescott. I think those are the two nominees. JSN, although, didn't have a huge game today. He's probably not going to break the record.
Yeah.
But, those, and I think Dak Prescott wins the award for most times said, you know who should be in the conversation.
Yep.
Okay, next one. Bengals 32, Ravens 14. They forgot about Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, he looked great. But more importantly, the Bengals defense. I don't know. Do we call him opportunistic?
Well, the Isaiah Likely fumble was pretty significant.
But that was also a great play that they made.
Definitely.
And I like that rule.
I don't know why he reached out.
I know that everybody says whenever it happens, it's the worst rule in sports. I hate this rule. I like the forced touchback rule. Mm-hmm. If you play through the 99th yard of the football field, every other rule out there is generated to favor the offense. This is the one rule that the defenses have. And the plane of the goal line is where all other rules on a football field cease to exist. Mm-hmm. So just because it goes through the end zone, people are like, that's the only place where it's a turnover. I don't care. It's in the end zone. It's different. That said, I'm glad they didn't call it in the Ohio State-Michigan game because that one didn't feel like
I still don't even understand it.
That one didn't feel like it was a fumble through the end zone. This was a great play that the defense made. Lamar has some of the dumbest fumbles of all time, and so he contributed to that too.
He looks off.
He doesn't look well. I can't even chalk his fumbles up to like him being hurt. He just looked like he
just looks a little off.
Yeah, like his fingers were fat or something.
Yeah, he did reply to someone I saw. I think it was Saturday. Someone was like, Lamar's got to be the most overrated guy in the NFL, and he just said, say less. So he's seeing it.
Yeah.
The Isaiah Likely, though, I don't know why you reach out there. There's just no reason to. Mm-hmm. And we've seen it a million times. It was also like, it wasn't a diving reach out. It was just he was standing upright and extended the ball away from his body, and that's when it got hit out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bengals defense is playing well, opportunistic. Joe Burrow being back, turns out he does matter a lot. As much as we love Joe Flacco, there's a pretty big difference between Joe Burrow and 40-year-old Joe Flacco. What's the movie, Hank, with the totem that you spin?
Inception.
And what was the totem supposed to be? It was like, you're in
you know you're not dreaming.
Okay.
If it
I feel like
falls.
the inception totem for NFL fans the last 3 years is someone tweeting, "Don't let the Bengals in the playoffs," and then we won't.
Yeah.
I saw it on Thursday night. Like, don't let these Bengals in the playoffs. Okay.
Then we say
We probably won't.
We say okay. Thanks for the heads up.
I agree. They're scary.
We won't.
If Joe Burrow gets in the playoffs, but they won't.
Like, it makes you wonder what would happen if the Bengals ever got in the playoffs.
They're the number one don't let them in the playoffs team 3 years running.
That's when it's like aliens telling us not to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's when the world will come to an end if they make it back.
It's just every year around this time. Do not let the Bengals in the playoffs. We won't.
I would put the Bengals in the broken but putting it back together category.
Yeah.
I would put the Ravens in the broken but it just fell apart category. Mm-hmm. And I've never seen players enjoy the post-game Thanksgiving meal like I saw the Bengals enjoy the post-game Thanksgiving meal out on the field. They actually ate all of it. I think they ate the entire turkey. They had all the sides. They had some crabs that people were just gnawing on the football field. It was cool to see them that happy. Like, I think Evan McPherson walked away with an entire tray of mashed potatoes.
Yeah. They were very, very happy. And I listen, they do play the Ravens again. They have a very big game against the Bills coming up. That's their Bills and Ravens are their hardest 2 games, and they're coming up in the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So if they win those 2 games, then we'll definitely get a lot of don't let. The AFC North is kind of a bummer this year.
Big time bummer.
It's the bummer division.
Nobody wants to win it.
It's very odd to look at because usually the AFC North is 2 to 3 really, really good teams like fighting it out, and now it's the Ravens had all this momentum. They lose to the Bengals. The Steelers look very sad. It's just a bummer.
If you were to say, like, which team do you not want to play right now in the AFC North?
Bengals.
Don't let them get in the playoffs.
The Bengals. Well, I wouldn't want to play the Browns because they might hurt somebody on our offense.
Yeah.
Even like as we kick their ass.
But yeah, the Bengals would be the team. I know that it's recency bias, but they have turned it around defensively in the last 3 games, and Joe Burrow's back.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't make the Ravens, even in their 5-game winning streak. I mean, Stavi said it on Wednesday. Like, they still don't look like they're dominating teams. They're not. They're not doing it in an impressive fashion.
Stavi, we tried. We got you on when you were feeling pretty good about yourself. The Ravens were back. I don't know. So Stavi had a good Greek Thanksgiving though, because the Chiefs Cowboys game, that was like lamb rice.
Mm-hmm.
Lamb rice.
He's
probably pretty psyched about that.
Yes, but the Bengals, don't let them in the playoffs. You scared of the Bengals?
No.
Who updated who you're scared of? I don't even know who. Oh no, nobody.
Yourselves.
It's Chiefs and Bills. I have respect. I have respect for good quarterbacks and teams that have gotten there, and Ravens too, I guess.
That's mean. That's very mean.
They've got to the AFC. What?
You just said I have respect for teams like the Bills, the Chiefs with good quarterbacks that have gotten there,
and the Ravens.
And also
the Ravens and Bills are the same thing. They haven't made it to the championship.
Soupy, yeah.
Good teams with experience, MVP level quarterbacking. That's what you don't want to face in the playoffs.
Are you afraid of the Chargers?
No.
Are you afraid of the Jaguars?
Nope.
Texans?
Yeah.
They're a little scary.
Texans are a little scary.
We'll talk about them in a little bit, but the way they're playing defensively is scary.
They have momentum, and obviously there's a long way to go before the playoffs, but the Texans have momentum.
Are you afraid of Doddington Bones?
No.
Oh, you're the number one Doddington
They're
Bones
about to
guy.
lose to the Commanders.
Okay, we're recording this before the game starts. They're not going to lose. The Commanders are going to beat them in the first half, I think, and the Broncos are going to win by 14 points.
This would be a good prediction. Came true.
I know my team pretty well.
Manders first half.
Broncos
game.
I took it.
Okay, before we do Black Friday and then get to Sunday's games, DraftKings, one touchdown can change everything: the crowd, the momentum, the game itself. It never gets old. Feel that same rush with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, where every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in with DraftKings Sportsbook. All the action's in your hands. First touchdown, anytime TD, live bets, every play, every snap, every game matters. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. Here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. When your team hits the end zone, you can hit the payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. Bet $5. Get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, Black Friday. Bears 24, Eagles 15. How do you want to do this, Max?
You start.
Okay, I'll start. That's actually better. I'll start. I'll talk exclusively about the Bears because I want to hear what you have to say about the Eagles, but I want to hear what you have to say about the Eagles because I was more just pumped about the Bears. That was the biggest Bears win since Sunday Night Football 2018 when the Rams came to town and they absolutely throttled that Rams offense that was like the greatest thing, ended up going to the Super Bowl. It was awesome. They absolutely man-footballed the Philadelphia Eagles. They ran for 281 yards. Monangai and DeAndre Swift both had over 120 yards. It's the first time in franchise history the two guys went over 120 yards. They had 177 yards after contact. The defense looked good. The defense is getting healthy. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon are back. Nashawn Wright might have hacked the tush push.
Well, yeah, Jalen Hurts said that the tush push is getting harder and harder to pull off. Just going from the side and take the ball from him.
It was such a fun watch. It's the first clinched the first winning season since 2018. So the Bears, obviously, with their 9th win, cannot have a losing season this year. Ben Johnson taking off his shirt after the game. Free hot dogs at Wiener's Circle on Tuesday. Everything about this team is just fun. It's just fun. Caleb Williams throwing that absolute dot after they just pounded the Eagles, and then they're like, "Oh, look, we're gonna do we're gonna slip Cole Kmet here into the end zone and throw one over the top." It was just awesome.
Ben Johnson might have his Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yep,
he's got two-headed monster.
So I do owe an apology to Ryan Poles. I've been critical of Ryan Poles at times. I don't know where our friendship lies right now because we haven't talked in a long time, but we did have a somewhat of a friendship before that. What he did with this offensive line in the offseason is insane because the Bears have a true identity. That wasn't a one-off, oh my God, they just figured out how to run the ball one game. So the stat that's pretty crazy is the Bears had 28 runs against the Eagles of 4+ yards. That's the most in a game in the NFL this season. The second most is the Bears against the Bengals when they had 26 4+ yard runs. They have an identity. They can fucking smash guys like through 4 quarters. And that the interior of the offensive line, which was all free agency, has been absolute monsters. And it's awesome to watch. And so Ryan Poles deserves a ton of credit. And Monangai. A draft where every Bears fan was sitting there on draft night being like, we need to get a running back. And every time we tried to get a running back, he got taken right before the Bears pick. We get Monangai in the 7th round, and he's just a fucking monster. So it's awesome. It's so much fun to watch. This team is good, and they proved it going into Philadelphia, beating the Super Bowl champs at home, and not just beating them like beating them. That wasn't just that. We beat the fuck out of them.
Belt to ass.
Signature win for Ben Johnson so far.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this: don't let the Chicago Bears get a home playoff game because you might not
1 seed right now.
You might not like what you see and what you have to deal with in bare weather.
Yeah, because they can run the ball.
That offense travels to January.
And Dennis Allen has done an incredible job with this defense. And now that they're getting healthy, it's like the strength of the defense is going to be the cornerback, the secondary. The pass rush is still, it's not an elite pass rush. Our linebackers are still hurt, but you now have guys like Nashawn Wright wasn't going to be playing like tons of meaningful minutes, but then he ends up playing because Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson get hurt, and then CJ Gardner-Johnson gets signed. And so now they have depth at this position that was a weakness, and they're taking the ball away, and they have an identity. It's culture. It was crazy watching I know it wasn't Thanksgiving Day, it was Black Friday, but thinking about a year prior for the Bears in Detroit, the Matt Eberflus doesn't know how to use timeouts game, and he gets fired on Black Friday the next day, and thinking about how it's been 1 year and Ben Johnson has turned this whole thing around to a point where the Bears are a legitimately good team and they can play with anyone.
Are you thinking soupy?
Okay, so I knew you were going to ask that question.
You have to think soupy.
No.
The answer is yes.
No, I'm not. Here's why.
You have to think Soupy.
Can you let me answer the question?
Number
Wait,
one
Can
seed.
you let me answer the question? Can you let me answer the question?
Hey, can you just pull up the seed?
Can you
real
let me
quick?
answer the question?
Yeah. Bears are the 1 seed.
It's Packers week. You have to go to Lambeau and beat the Packers. Because if you don't beat the Packers, it's going to be like, well, it's the same old thing. If it wasn't Packers week, I probably would be sitting here saying I'm thinking Soupy, but it's Packers.
No,
week.
but you can split
You
with the
have to go to
Packers.
Lambeau and beat the Packers.
You can
because
split
the
with the
Packers, all their fans are like, it's cute that you're the 1 seed right now. We're gonna kick the shit out of you in Lambeau, and it's gonna be same old Bears. My focus is on the Packers. After next Sunday, when we're sitting here next Sunday night, if the Bears beat the Packers, then yes, that will absolutely be a thought in my head.
I'll say it.
But you have to beat the Packers.
Let's say
the fact this is all happening, the Bears clinching their first winning season, their biggest win in 7 years, and it's all leading up to going to Lambeau. I see the trap. That's why I got to stay focused.
Okay, for everybody, I'm going to put Big Cat down as a no.
Not yet.
Everyone
Packers
else
week.
Who here is thinking Soupy for the Bears? I'm thinking Soupy for the Bears. Me, Hank, yes.
I agree.
Memes,
I
yes.
agree. You got to beat the Packers.
It's got to beat the Packers. You have to beat the
if you win this week, then it's Soupy.
If this was Browns
be
this
the
week,
champs, you
I
gotta
would
beat the
probably be
champs.
like
Yep.
I would be a little more like, oh yeah, it's Packers week.
I outsource.
You have to beat the Packers.
I outsource all my Soupy takes to Hank. Hank he's got documented winning.
That just popped out of the side.
Memes just popped out.
Yeah.
It's Packers week though. You got to beat the Packers, and it's at Lambeau. It's a great test
Because
It's
this is exactly what Packers
Correct.
fans want, is
Correct.
every Bears fan being
Correct.
like, we're thinking Super Bowl.
Correct.
These are
You
the
can
teams,
lose
blah,
to
blah,
the
blah.
Packers
Yeah.
and still go to the Super Bowl.
I understand, but
But
this is
that-
how we play against the Packers.
You're positioning yourself.
I'll say this: I'm not scared of any team. Like, there's no team in the NFC that I'm like, this team is significantly better than the Bears. But you have to beat the Packers.
Packers fans have to be pumped that you beat the Eagles, though.
Yeah, coming off a big
They're probably
win.
excited about that.
Coming off a big win.
Max, you sure you don't want to change your mind to you are thinking Soupy for the Bears?
I appreciate you having my back, Max. You got to beat the Packers.
Why would I? No.
Zach, are you sure you don't want to change your mind?
He's got the Bucks.
I like the thought process there. It does make sense.
So that's a yes from Zach.
That's a
That's a
yeah,
yes.
that's a classic Zach non-answer.
Write down.
That's a
Zach,
Zach non-answer.
Zach,
Zach, do the Bears have to beat the Packers?
That was not fence sitting whatsoever. You don't have to beat them to still go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But you'll
But
be in
you
a
have
great
to beat 'em.
headspace if you go
Yeah,
to Lambeau,
yep,
beat the
great
Packers,
headspace.
and then go to the Super Bowl.
Because I'm saying
Correct.
right now we're at a 3-3 tie on this podcast. If Zach flipped his vote,
No,
then
Zach,
we could
do
put out
not
a
flip your
graphic
vote.
that said, we're thinking
Zach,
Soupy
do
dash
not,
part of my take.
Do not.
If
you
you're
flip your
gonna
vote,
go to
I'm
the
As a
Super
podcast,
Bowl-
we'd be thinking Soupy.
if you're going to be a Super Bowl champion team and a championship DVD, maybe a loss at Lambeau is the thing that starts it.
good point, Hank.
I knew this was coming. I'm thinking about the
We're
Packers.
trying to gas you
I know
up.
you
Yeah.
are. I know you are. I literally, after the win on Friday, I was so happy. I was just consuming every piece of content I could. And then I woke up Saturday morning. I was like, Packer week. It starts now. Because they got, you know what? The Packers got an extra day, too.
Yeah,
They started an extra day.
A good loss to the Packers can be productive.
Stop. No, because the NFC playoff picture is pretty insane. Because obviously the Bears being 1 seed right now is awesome, and I've looked at it a million times. But there are how many teams? There are 5 teams.
Every single team has the same record.
Yeah, there's 4 teams with 3 losses, and the Niners have 4 losses, and we play the Niners in a few weeks. It's insane. Like, this thing is so fluid. It's awesome, but you can't. If you take a victory lap right now, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak.
If I'm not allowed to be positive, can I ask a crazy question?
Hank, I'm going to give you
Because I
permission
actually
to
don't
be
know.
positive.
I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah.
Can the Bears not make the playoffs?
Yeah,
I was just about to
of
say
course.
that out of all,
Of course.
according to the playoff probability, out of all the teams currently in the playoffs, the Bears currently have the least likely to make the playoffs.
We're the 1 seed, and we have the lowest
Yes.
odds out of everyone.
Everyone else is like 80 or 90%. The Bears
Because
are
our schedule.
76%. Yeah.
If the Bears don't make the playoffs, it's a devastation. Because I mean, I said that if you get to 9 wins, if you beat the Eagles, you have to make the playoffs.
I think you can lose to the Packers this week. You get the opportunity to avenge that loss to the Packers.
In 2 weeks, we play them 2 times in 3 weeks.
Build momentum. Then we're thinking Soupy.
Listen, these are great. I never thought that a year after Eberflus, like to the day almost, that we would even be having this conversation. Because, you thought, hey, Ben Johnson, awesome hire. You don't know what's going to happen with Caleb. You don't know what's going to happen with the team. Are they like a couple of years? They're good right now. Ben Johnson, I would die for Ben Johnson. I'd leave my wife for Ben Johnson. I know he probably doesn't like that, but it's
Your
the
wife
truth.
probably doesn't like it either.
Well, no, she probably would understand. Think of the dual income me and Ben Johnson would have. We'd buy a nice house.
He's got a great body.
He's ripped.
He's ripped.
He's so fucking ripped.
I don't necessarily trust a coach that's that ripped.
I
do.
I have a take.
Why is that?
I have a scary take.
I'm down
All right,
with ripped, jacked coaches, alpha men.
You guys
yeah,
want?
but you have a guy,
yeah.
coach who's jacked up, but
True.
he's not like. I guarantee if you took Mike Vrabel's shirt off, he doesn't have a 6-pack.
No, but he's fucking.
He's jacked. Yeah.
All right, I have a take because I know I'm not giving you guys what you want and saying that I'm thinking soupy, but I will give you something else, a take that will possibly blow up in my face somewhere down the line, if you'd like. Who was the alpha in Detroit? Was it Ben Johnson or Dan Campbell? Ben Johnson can fucking run the football. Ben Johnson is jacked. Ben Johnson's a culture builder.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think would win in a fight?
I'm just saying. Ben Johnson is a dude.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
Okay, but I'm just saying. Like the violence, the aggression, the way the offensive, like, of violence that he imposes on other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Dan Campbell or was that Ben Johnson? It's a question. It's a
Combination.
question I'll ask.
Chicken or the egg?
Combination.
Combination.
It's probably a combination. Probably fair to say a combination. But but the way Ben Johnson has his football team believing is fucking crazy.
I've got a very important question for this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's directed to Max.
Yeah, let's talk about the Eagles.
Yeah. Max, it's a simple question, but I feel like there's nuance to your answer. Are the Eagles good?
Max, I got a follow-up question. You were at the game.
Yep.
How much did you boo?
I was partaking in booing, but it was more a lot of silence of like they also just kept putting me on the jumbotron.
Really?
They put me on the jumbotron 3 times.
Really?
They kept,
Yeah.
they kept
We
you off
are.
the game broadcast.
What?
They kept you off like the Prime
what?
Video feed.
That's fine.
Because from watching it, outside of the big takeaway being the Bears were just manhandling the Eagles, it was the anger that Philadelphia had. It was an entire afternoon of just shots of Eagles fans booing, fingers, everything.
There was that one guy that had the weird sideburns, and they kept showing him at the perfect time and just booing the most clearly enunciated boo with the thumbs down that he was giving.
The double luchador mask guys.
I was doing more thumbs
those
down
guys.
than booing. To be the thumbs down, I was enjoying.
So walk us through the day. You were pretty pumped for this game.
Everyone was. It was the most expensive. It was the most expensive ticket of the year in Philly. Everyone's home for Thanksgiving. 3:00 start. Nice cold weather. Great tailgating. Football weather. The stadium was absolutely packed before the game. Everyone I possibly knew was going to the tailgate just because it was such a good tailgating day.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get into the game because it was such a hot ticket.
Yeah.
It was like
Shout out
such
to
a
Game
good
Time.
shout out Game Time for getting me in.
Well, I got a question for you, Max. Is there anyone you tailgated with that you owe an apology to?
You talking about Diana?
I would be talking about Journalist of the Year, Diana Rossini.
I never said no. I do not apologize,
Max.
I never said that what she said was wrong.
Max,
Okay.
You can go
Max-
back and listen to everything I said. I said I just don't want to read it. I just said I'm opting out of partaking in any of her reports.
Max, you probably got a lot of people that are now thinking of you as being a Rossini by proximity. It's like her hatred for the Eagles rubbed off on you.
You kind of endorsed her by
Yeah.
hanging out with her.
There's probably some
her,
Eagles
her
fans.
husband is such a beast.
Her-
He's the best.
Kevin is the best. He is essentially Max. He's Max.
That's what Max texted us before the game. He's like, I fucking love Diana's
So
husband.
Yeah.
Diana and her husband came over to our tailgate to come say hello, and I only talked to her husband. I talked to Diana for maybe 30 seconds.
Took a picture.
And then 20 minutes with her husband just talking birds, talking about
Diana's reporting.
yeah. A lot of talking about Diana's reporting. Yeah, no, I didn't post that picture that I took with Diana for that reason, because if it came out, it would look bad on me. But obviously,
Well, she did.
It did come out.
I
Yeah.
know she posted
Wait,
it.
so you
Thank God you didn't post.
So you said I'm not going to post this picture of us, and nobody will know.
Well, yeah, I didn't post.
Whose phone was the picture taken on?
I think mine.
But then you sent it to her and she posted it.
Yeah.
So you're a source now.
yeah.
You're a source now for Diana Rossini.
You're Diana
Yeah,
Rossini.
that's fine.
So like
Eagles
any of the
source.
bad Eagles stuff,
Thank
it could
God
be
that
Max.
picture didn't get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Max, what are the Eagles?
I don't know. They suck, but every team sucks right now. Every team, the NFL is just not good. I don't understand it. But what's going on in Philly is insane. They brought back their entire offense last year. They lost one guy. They lost Mekhi Becton, their right guard, arguably the fifth best offensive lineman on the roster.
Maybe
last
the
year.
best player on the team.
They also lost Kellen Moore.
Yes.
And we told you
Kevin
Kevin
Patullo.
Patullo is a fake Italian.
Kevin Patullo, great guy. He's done.
He's done, I don't know because Sirianni's got his back.
I understand, and nothing will change for the rest of the year unless Jeffrey Lurie or Howie Roseman get involved, and they're like, Nick, you have no choice. Like, we can't keep going with Patullo. We've given him chance and chance and chance and chance again to make a single adjustment, and not one thing has changed. I am sick of turning on ESPN, and every single person is just looking at everything the Eagles offense is doing, and all of them are making adjustments. Why can't we make an adjustment? Why do we just keep doing the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again? Mm-hmm. It's not working. It's bad. We have guys laughing at us on the opposing team after the game when they're asked, did you know what the Eagles are going to run? Every team knows what the Eagles are going to run because we just run the simplest offense in the world. Is every other person in football recognizing what is going on to this offense except for Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni themselves to make a fucking change? Nothing is changing. Make a fucking change.
I'm going to say two words. Chip Kelly? Bring him back?
Anything. I would take anything.
Anything besides Kevin Patullo.
Anything. I would take anything. Any sort of change would be incredible.
Do you think you'll bring in an advisor?
I would take anything.
I love it when teams do that. When they're like, hey, we're going to bring in special advisor, but you're going to report to him.
Because this is now who
It's the 24th offense in the league.
2023, who was your coordinator?
Brian Johnson.
That's right. So two times. So Nick Sirianni, he had a Super Bowl worthy team when he had Shane Steichen, right?
Yep.
Then Shane Steichen leaves and he hires from within.
Correct.
Fall off a cliff.
Correct.
Then they get Kellen Moore outside. Then Kellen Moore leaves. They hire from within. Disaster. So it's like literally the same thing that happened 2 years ago where he hires his own guy and that's shown not to work.
Yes. Precisely correct.
You know, it'd be very funny if, Lane Kiffin doesn't have anything to do on weekends right now.
It's true.
Just bring him in on
Bring
Sundays.
in Lane.
Interim OC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But not really because he's got a job.
I think you guys are on advisor watch.
I guarantee you nothing will change. Unless... Oh, that was the other thing. I was sitting right in front of the Jeffrey Lurie suite. People just kept turning around and yelling at him, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because Jeffrey Lurie is like one of the best owners in all of sports. But most of them were just like, you need to do something about Kevin Patullo.
I do love, like, there was a lot of chatter about, I can't believe Philly fans, they just won the Super Bowl. They're 8-3 before this game. They're booing their team. But that's Philly. That will always be Philly. That's kind of what I love about Philly is they just don't. It's what have you done for me literally the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and to Philly's credit, you guys were pretty transparent about that after you won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like you even said maybe week 3 we might
A.J.
start
Brown
going
said
again.
it.
Yeah, we might have to deal with that. Max, when it comes to the Jalen Hurts and the discourse with him and Kevin Patullo, how much of it do you think is Jalen Hurts being like, I'm uncomfortable making these specific types of throws? Can you please not put any of those in the playbook? Versus how much is on Kevin Patullo being like, we're going to run this offense regardless of what Jalen Hurts is telling me to do?
I don't know how to answer that question, but Jalen Hurts has looked much better with other offensive coordinators, so that's all I have to say about that.
I thought it was great that he threw a pick. I think that's good for Jalen Hurts.
That was a bad pick.
Yeah, but
Kevin
at least he
Byard is a
threw one.
ball
Bad
hawk.
pick.
What a fucking.
At least he took a
Kevin
shot.
Byard, another shout out. Ryan Poles. Kevin Byard.
Max, how much time you got left on Hurts' contract?
Oh boy.
A lot of people are upset that Philly fans are blaming Kevin Patullo and not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has looked very bad. Jalen Hurts has also won a Super Bowl and has looked very good for the Eagles. That is why Jalen Hurts will have a much longer leash to me than Kevin Patullo because he has done nothing. Yes, Hank.
How much time does he have left on his contract?
Good question.
I don't know,
Hank.
3 more years? 4 more years?
That's a good question that Hank just asked. What? But I thought. Wait, Big Cat has a question.
Yep.
Actually, no. My question's not about Jalen Hurts. It is a small sample size question.
Follow up question, Max.
If you want a small sample size
is-
question, I was going to ask.
It is about mine. Is about Jalen Hurts. You get to choose
4 more years.
4 more years. Max.
Actually, I don't know how fucking contracts work. Maybe 3?
Yeah.
Potential out after 2020? I don't know. Yes.
Okay, I was just going to drill down on his contract a little bit more, but it looks like you answered that. But you were also thinking about that over the weekend, though, right?
Did you just listen to what I just said? I gave you 4 different answers.
You said some Philly fans were. Would you put yourself in that category of some Philly fans?
No. I said that my section. You go to an Eagles game and just being around Eagles fans is awesome. You just get all different groups of human that have 10 different opinions, but all will agree that like the Eagles suck. Like I just heard like 5 fights about whether Jalen Hurts is good, what to do with the offense, what to do with the defense. But then at the end of the day, it's like I disagree, but the Eagles suck, and then it's like yeah, the Eagles suck.
Mm-hmm. Big Cat, you had a question for Max?
Well, it was like it's a small sample size. This is one game. You can't take a lot. Well, it's more than one game, but it's one game, so I'm not going to ask it.
I think you should.
Okay.
We can learn a lot from one game.
You obviously Lane Johnson. You miss Lane Johnson. He's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, the record with him, and
Yeah,
without,
it's insane.
But the offense had struggles,
Yeah.
like even before Lane left. I mean, and obviously the defensive line just didn't show up. I mean,
that was kind of my question: is would you rather have Darnell Wright or Jalen Carter right now?
at this very minute.
Shout out Ryan Poles again. What a pick. Darnell Wright had Jalen Carter in hell.
Yeah, he did.
He had
but,
him in hell.
Jalen Carter has had it's a small sample size.
It's small. That's what I said. It's small sample size. So we're not even going to do small sample size.
Darnell Wright played much better than Jalen Carter in this game.
In the small
Correct.
sample size. Darnell Wright's been very, very good. He's been a monster. The offensive line. It's like Ryan Poles fixed the offensive line in 1 year. It's crazy.
Good point by me. Jalen Carter won a Super Bowl.
That's
Great
true.
Point by me.
Good point by means.
Good point. Max, just respond to this statement in any way that you see fit.
I like this.
A.J. Brown was right about everything.
No. What does that mean?
Respond to this.
That's a good
Actually,
response.
that is wrong.
A.J.
What does that
Brown.
mean?
And that is
was-
actually exactly wrong because A.J. Brown said, I need to get the ball more for us to win. And now he gets the ball more and we lose.
Oh.
I think A.J. Brown also had
Good
things
point.
to say about.
What do you have to say about that, fuckface?
This was
That's
a
what he
statement.
said. He
This
said,
was a
give me the
statement.
fucking ball. See what happens when we get the ball. He got the ball. Now they fucking suck.
A.J.
So A.J. Brown, really good.
A.J. Brown has said a lot of things over the course of the last couple years.
What do you have to say?
Venting his frustrations with the lack of creativity on the offense as a whole. A.J. Brown also said it's not about me catching balls.
He
it's about
literally
the
was
team
on
winning.
camera saying, this is what happens when you give me the ball. He wanted the fucking football.
Is a season? Where are you at with the season?
No, because the NFL sucks. So it should be. The Eagles are bad, but somehow they've won enough football games as a bad team to still be in a position.
And they beat
Get
some
right.
good teams.
No, nobody's good. There are no good teams. The Bears and the Patriots are good.
The Rams.
Thank you.
I know they
Are
lost
the
to
Rams
Panthers.
good? The Rams.
I don't know.
I think
I guess
the
we'll
Rams are
find out
good.
about the Broncos in a minute.
Everyone thought
It's
the Rams
week
were
to
good. They
week.
just lost to the fucking Panthers.
Hey, the Panthers, watch out.
Are the Panthers good?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Max,
Everyone's maybe good.
This is like you just playing just all big games.
It's Big Game
I mean,
Max.
Big game Max. On
Big
Black
Game
Pride
Max For a reason.
Day. Max, do you think that
City brother love. Who
Saquon...
you got next week?
By the way,
Monday Night Football.
the Charger, Ian
You really
Rappaport,
do just have
he's Big Game Max.
primetime game.
Yeah, he's Monday Night Football, Big Game Max. Ian Rappaport did just report that Justin Herbert has a broken bone in his left hand and will get surgery. So unclear if he'll miss time.
So Trey Lance.
Could be.
If we lose to Trey Lance, I will not be watching the rest of the season.
You're out?
I mean, I will watch, but I will not like watching.
Max, do you think that Saquon...
Do you like watching right now?
Nope.
Do you think that Saquon Barkley is gonna he's gonna cross
so fucking bad tomorrow night.
You think he's gonna
What did I do?
Do you think he's gonna pass the Che threshold to go over 1,003 yards for only the 5th time in his career?
Saquon, yeah, no, that's another problem. Saquon has been bad. The offensive line is the biggest problem right now. The offensive line can do nothing.
Okay,
everything's the biggest problem.
Yeah,
Kevin Patullo's number one.
Yeah,
biggest problem.
rank your problems because I thought it was Patullo.
Patullo's number one biggest problem. But I want to say that I don't fucking know. Can I don't know. I don't understand football. Can Kevin Patullo be a reason why we can't run the football this year? Are we not doing?
Yeah.
Are we not designing runs well enough for our offensive line to succeed? Like, why can't we run the football this year? It doesn't make sense to me. It's the same fucking team.
This is also why
it's the highest paid offense in the league, and they suck.
Are you worried about your defense?
The defense, I have to just say that was sometimes you have bad games. The defense has been good enough that they have a little bit of leeway, but they were fucking horrendous.
And the Bears can run the ball.
They shouldn't be able to run that well against our defense.
This is why the emergency pod, as much as I want to do it, it really didn't feel like Max and I were playing against each other because I was just so happy about the Bears and he's so mad at the Eagles that it wasn't like cross teams. Like, we didn't talk shit. Mm-hmm. You sent me a text being like, good game. I was like, good game. How much did you boo? And then you never replied.
Yeah, I didn't want to I didn't want to talk too much about the game.
Yeah, but I just wanted to know how much you booed.
The
whole time they were booing, I was like, Max must be booing his face off.
Mm-hmm.
There were some boos.
Give us one boo.
No.
Come on.
No.
Okay.
No one wants to hear that.
You thumbs down? Did you do double thumbs down?
Probably. It was so cold too. It was so cold.
Have you gone back and watched the game, like the TV broadcast?
No, fuck no. No, literally never. Why would I go back and watch that?
We could do, if enough people buy our new hats on the Barstool Sports store, 20% off, maybe we could watch it together.
Do a stream, yeah.
I'd be down for that.
A rewatchables?
Yeah, I like that.
That's just not how.
You'd learn a lot watching it.
It's just not
not how this goes.
I mean, AJ Brown was really good. You probably didn't get to see you get to watch more of him.
That's just not how this goes.
Wait, so at what point in the game were you on the Jumbotron? Was it like the first time you were excited and then the second and third
honestly,
time they were losing and you were just like
It was twice. It was one time when I just had a straight face of like nothingness.
Did you get a pop?
No. And then the second time it was right after they made it 10 to 9, not 10 to 10. I thought it was going to be the tie of the game, but they did not tie the game.
Oh,
so at that point I was excited.
Should we talk at all about the 2-point conversion? I don't really care.
I don't care. I'm sick of people being upset about that.
I actually understand both sides. I know that's a cop out, but so for people who didn't see the game or don't remember the moment, it's the Eagles are down. What were they, down 9? And they go for 2, down 9 to try to cut it to 7. Do I have it right? Yeah, I have that right. Right? They were down 9. They were down 9, and they go for 2. And it was like however many minutes left in the fourth quarter. There's only a couple possessions left. The argument is when they go for 2, down 9, and they don't get it, the whole team deflates because now it's a 2-score game versus kicking the extra point and waiting till the end of the game if you score again to then go for 2 and then try to tie the game. I see both sides of this argument. Like, I think there is a human element that analytics kind of ignores sometimes where it's like, is it deflating? Yes. Greg Olsen actually is very much in the side of going for 2 early because the argument is if you go for 2 early, you find out what you need for the rest of the game, and you can have a chance to do an onside kick and figure out what you're going to actually need versus if you wait to go for 2 at the end of the game and you don't get it, game's over. But yeah, I think it's like all feel.
I wouldn't.
You think you don't go for 2 there?
No.
Why? You have to go for 2 eventually.
Yeah, I'd see both. That's what I'm saying.
I like J.J. Watts. Did you see what J.J. Watts said?
Like there's smart football guys that on both sides of this argument that I trust their opinion, and they're like very much disagreeing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm like, it's just a feel thing. Would you go for 2?
I think I would.
The game ended.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you at least know what you need.
So you're in team extend hope for as long as possible.
Right. But
What does that do for you?
It makes you it gives you hope for longer.
But Greg Olson did have some like stats to back up that it doesn't change at all.
J.J. Watt said the counterpoint would be the human element of a team's mindset / mentality, only being down 1 score instead of 2. Right or wrong, there are some unquantifiable aspects to the belief and confidence knowing you're only down 1 score.
I agree with that. I also think this is similar to the Dan Campbell thing. I think this is something that probably coaches talk to their teams about, and they know what's going to happen before. So the human element is maybe not as like Nick Sirianni probably talks game situations with his team. He's like, hey, if we're in this situation, we're going to go for 2 early. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's not a surprise.
Max, did you see Big Dom?
I saw. I didn't like hang out with him,
But you
I
saw him
him.
on
see
the
him?
sideline.
I saw him.
How's
Did
he
you say
looking?
hello to him?
I didn't. I wasn't on the sideline.
Okay.
I was in the stands.
Did you wave to him?
I wasn't like close enough to like
Did you
get his attention.
Did you
But you could
stare
still
at him?
wave at him.
Did you stare at him? What was the longest amount of time you stared at him?
I was looking. I don't
10
know
seconds,
this question.
15 seconds.
Did you make eye contact?
We did not make eye contact. No.
Okay.
You think he saw you on the jumbotron?
I don't think. I think there was other things to worry about on that sideline.
Yeah. Do you think Big Dom could just walk into Kevin Petullo's offense, slap him across the face, and be like, act like a man, and that would fix the offense?
Yeah.
I do.
I don't know.
Put your hands up.
Yeah.
So Max,
I don't know.
big game Max, little game Max this weekend.
Okay, Max.
I don't. It's Monday Night Football.
All right, but you guys should handle the Chargers, right? Come
If
on.
it's Trey Lance, it has to be.
Gotta
okay.
has
handle
to
it.
be
And then you get Geno at home,
Yep.
the Raiders. Then you get the Commanders. Mm-hmm. Probably still.
No, I think it's Commanders then Raiders.
No,
then
it's
Commanders.
Raiders
No,
and
it's
Commanders.
Raiders and Commanders.
What's the middle game?
It's Chargers,
Chargers,
Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders.
Bills. Right. Fuck! I forgot we still have to play the Bills.
In Buffalo.
So Max, you should be fine.
I feel like you have already played the Bills.
I know. You
Played everyone.
Yeah, every good team.
every good team you've played. And you're 8-4. You're fine.
But they suck.
you're
But,
go-
nobody is good.
Max, you're gonna end up with 12 wins this year,
Most likely.
Maybe.
Most likely.
and you're so down.
Yeah. Most likely.
But you look. But everyone can see. Everyone.
No, you're right. You're right. When people come at Philly fans for being like, "How are you booing an 8-4 team?" You can see that even in their wins, their offense does not look good.
And it's the same people are like people somehow be like, how do you boo this team? And then it's like this team. Then they're also saying this team sucks. Like
Yeah.
it's the same thing. We're all watching the same product. It's just people like to complain about Philly fans. But
I
that's
have
who
your
we
back
are.
on that.
That's who we are.
I have your back on that.
That's true.
I had no problem with the booing.
They look like shit.
I love the book. I think more fan bases should act like Eagles fans.
Expect greatness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably not great for the players themselves that they're
We're talking
being
Trey
worried
Turner
about.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
but-
like to just address that, like specifically? We can make a quote card out of it. Like, hey,
No, I want
players,
no cheering. I
Players.
want no cheering. I
No,
will
no,
not
no,
be-
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, players, just so the players know it's not directed at them.
Yeah, just be like, hey, don't.
But
take
it is.
But don't. Take
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And be like,
but I
don't-
feel bad.
But maybe like, don't take it personally. It's like,
Don't take it personally. That
Yeah,
that
right.
makes sense.
We
Don't
boo
take it-
everyone.
We're booing the whole of what is going on here. Not you as a personal human being. We just want to see things look a lot better than they look right now.
You want to see greatness.
There should be greatness. I've heard 1 billion times over the past 2 years that this is the greatest roster of all time, and and all of a sudden this roster sucks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to Sunday. Let's talk some Sunday games. PFT, you want to do a couple ads and we'll talk Sunday?
Yes.
That was a good recap.
These games are brought to you by our great friends over at Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. It's PFT here. I'm making my Irish entrance with Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. How do you make an Irish entrance, you might ask? It starts with a shot of Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey because real friends don't let friends Irish exit a party without a story to tell. Original Proper Number 12 is a rich, smooth blend of golden grain, single malt, aged 4 years in bourbon barrels. Mix it up with some ginger ale. Get a classic, refreshing Proper ginger. If you're in the mood for something smooth but a little sweeter, Try Proper Irish Apple, a delicious blend of Proper's award-winning Irish whiskey with crisp, fresh notes of apple. So get out there, make your Irish entrance. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Make your Irish entrance with Proper number 12 Irish whiskey today. These games are also brought to you by Aura Frames. It's the hidden gem that becomes the favorite gift long after the wrapping paper is gone. I got Aura Frame for my mom last year. She absolutely loves it. I can upload pictures that are in her living room from across the country. It's a great gift. Parents will love it. Friends will love it. It personalizes your gift. You can add a message before it arrives. You can share photos and videos effortlessly. You can share them straight from your phone all year long. The gift box is included. Every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. Don't wait. Win the holidays now with Aura Frames. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code PMT at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code PMT. The deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. Order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, Sunday, Houston 20, Colts 16. The Houston Texans are dangerous. They're winners of 4 straight. CJ Stroud is back, and holy shit. The Colts, I know... I still don't really understand. Can someone explain to me that Daniel Jones has a broken fibula?
Okay, so what happened this week, I think it was Wednesday, the Colts came out and they said he's dealing with an ongoing leg injury, and it happens to be a broken fibula in his leg, which is a non-weight-bearing bone. Mm-hmm. It's like the smaller of the 2 bones. Daniel Jones said that it's something that was kind of hanging over recently.
Okay.
He cannot pinpoint a moment in which he broke his leg, but he thinks perhaps it was something that happened against the Chiefs.
Okay.
But he doesn't know when he broke his leg.
And he's just playing with a broken leg.
He's just playing with a broken... You know what they do with Colts that break their legs?
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Yeah,
it's
shoot
not
him
pretty.
like a horse.
But, yeah, he doesn't... I don't know if they're trying to cover their tracks on the injury report. I don't know what's going on. But, hey, listen, that's Duke football. Just tough. Just playing through anything. That's what we do.
It was the weirdest story because then I saw the clip. Did you see the clip of him in practice where he looked like he couldn't walk?
Yeah.
But then he was fine-ish today.
It seemed like they had something inside of his sock that was giving him stability to get around, but he wasn't super mobile today.
No.
But yeah, he's got a broken leg.
I walked away from this game just being like, holy shit, the Texans are a problem because their defense and CJ Stroud, I know he sailed 1 interception, but him being back, I know Davis Mills went 3-0. CJ Stroud is like he gives them the best chance, obviously. Nico Collins had a monster day. The Texans are playing great football. And D'Amico Ryans is an awesome coach. In the division since 2023, D'Amico Ryans is 13-4. He wins division games. That's what you're supposed to do as a head coach. He does that. Their defense, they have the pass rushers. Derek Stingley is an absolute beast. He got thrown at 1 time today. Mm-hmm. 1 time. That's how scared they are to throw to him.
Yeah, the Texans are a legitimate threat once they get in the playoffs, if they make it in.
Yeah, and
they got work to do.
They do, but it all started with that comeback against the Jaguars because they're 1-1 against the Jaguars. The game against the Chiefs next Sunday night will be a massive, massive game. But the Texans are in that list of there's some teams that are peaking right now or are playing really good football. The Cowboys in the NFC. The Texans, teams that are outside looking in, the Texans are at the top of that list in my mind.
Yeah, Tony Dungy was not happy today. Tony Dungy. It takes a lot for Tony Dungy to get off his high horse and to tweet something negative about NFL officiating. Mm-hmm. But he did. He had some commentary on the game talking about a blown pass interference call. I think he was also kind of neglecting the pass interference in the first half where I think it was Alec Pierce running down the sideline.
Yeah. And
the ball went out of bounds probably by 15 to 16 feet. They just don't call uncatchable balls anymore in the NFL. No. It's not something that referees think of, and they missed a really big one today that did end up benefiting the Colts. But then Tony Dungy said we've had bad pass interference calls all weekend, but the one in the Texans-Colts game was very bad. Blatant disregard of the rule when legs get tangled. And on top of that, they missed a delay of game before the ball was snapped. Is Tony Dungy casual?
He might be.
Does he not know about every fan has had that moment? And listen, when you're on the wrong side of it, it sucks.
Yeah,
when you see the clock hit 0,
yeah,
and then they don't throw the flag immediately, and then the announcers have to explain to you the mechanics behind how the referees look down at the ball, up at the clock, down at the ball, and then they throw the flag.
There's like 5 delay games a game.
But yeah, Tony Dungy getting some sour grapes. That's Tony Dungy. He usually doesn't step in. That tells me that Tony Dungy is scared.
Yeah,
that he's worried about the Colts.
He might be. So the Texans now, they have one divisional game left. I think they just play the Titans, I believe, is their last divisional game that they have. Oh no, they already played the Titans. They play the Colts again, week 18.
Yeah,
but they're 4-1 in the division. So if they get, if you get to a point where it's division record, they're going to have, especially if they beat the Colts week 18, they're going to have the tiebreakers. They are. After week 8, the Texans were 3-5 and the Colts were 7-1. We're now sitting here after week 13 and the Texans are 1 game back from the Colts. It happened that fast. Jaguars are in first now, technically. It's crazy. They're a scary, scary team and a pinky stack because they are my pinky team. 2018 Texans are the only team since 2000 to start 0-3 and make the playoffs. They also were a pinky team. Mm-hmm. So this is the second time I've used the Texans, and history seems to be repeating itself, where the Texans could be an 0-3 team to make the playoffs, which has only happened with the Texans in 2018.
Yep.
And they're 3-0, by the way, in games.
Chiefs.
What?
You didn't want the Chiefs.
No, I didn't want the Chiefs.
You said that wasn't fair.
Well, no, I thought the Chiefs could still win the Super Bowl. I did not think the Texans could win the Super Bowl.
If you had to choose right now,
I'd probably take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The Texans are better than. I mean, we'll find out on Sunday when they play each other.
They might have figured out how to.
City.
They might have figured out how to score in the red zone too.
Yeah. Nick Chubb had a touchdown, and by the way, they're 3-0 in games called by J.J. Watt. Little fun fact.
Interesting.
So he just needs to get on more broadcasts for him, and they'll just keep going. I think that the Colts are in trouble. It feels like their offense has been figured out a little bit. Jonathan Taylor, 3 out of the last 4 games under 100 yards after having that monster stretch.
They had that one bad fumble, but I don't know if that fumble was credited to Tyler Warren or not. But the one where they tried to run him as the tush push guy.
Yeah, it was. I don't understand. I get element of surprise and stuff, but the tush push feels like the mechanics of that play. You don't want to rush it, and that's what they did. They tried to sneak tush push him, and that was pretty bad. But yeah, I think the Colts might be in a little bit of deep water here because they have some tough games, and their starting quarterback has a broken fibula, which I, again, don't understand how he's walking, playing football, any of that.
I think it's the same bone that Byron Leftwich broke when he was at Marshall.
When he got carried?
We're carrying him down the field. That might have been both a fibula and a tibia. I'm not sure. But yeah, the fibula, you can walk on it. I've had a broken fibula twice before. I would never be able to run on it.
Right.
I couldn't move. I could limp on it. But when you break your tibia, that's when you can't put any weight at all. I don't know how Daniel Jones is playing football right now. It must not be that bad of a fracture, but I have to imagine that playing football makes it worse.
Yeah. And it's not that I think the Colts are some bad team. I just think they have a really, really tough schedule, and the AFC South has suddenly become a really competitive division. Like the Jaguars are in first.
Yeah.
The Texans are playing the best football.
They play at the Jaguars next week, and they haven't won there since 2014.
Yeah.
Then they have at the Seahawks, hard game. They've got the Niners at home, possibly a winnable game. Mm-hmm. I think that's Monday Night Football.
Niners are playing really good football right now.
They are. And then against the Jaguars, and then at the Texans.
Again,
I think
if the Chiefs somehow run the table, they would have to conceivably go 4-1 in that stretch.
I think they're going to make the playoffs, but you
can't
have your quarterback with a broken leg.
Even if you want to throw the Chiefs out, the Jaguars are playing great football and the Texans are playing great football. There's going to be both playoff races in the AFC and NFC are awesome because there are teams in the 8-9 spots that you're like, yeah, I could absolutely see them making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And they're tight. It's going to be all these teams that are sitting in this window, like they have to go probably 4-1.
Shout out to Miss Ursay today.
Yeah.
I liked the polo shirt. It was like the Gucci Adidas crossover. She was looking good.
I feel bad for Seth. Feels like everything's gone south since he went savage.
Yeah.
They've lost 3 out of 4 since he went savage.
I think it's since he apologized for going savage.
Yeah, actually, Seth, you should take
savager.
the apology back.
Yeah.
And go even more savage.
Go savage. When you apologize, when you let them cancel you.
For going savage.
You can't give them the power for shaming you for being savage.
No. Okay. Texans are scary. scary, scary team. That defense is just. I mean, the Colts were the best offense in football for two months, and they shut them down. Like that. Daniel Jones did have that awesome pass. That was a sick touchdown pass.
Alec Pierce is incredible, by the way.
Alec Pierce is great.
Alec Pierce, he's going to make a lot of money this offseason. I would like to see him on the Commanders next year. He is a great wide receiver, awesome deep threat, and he can jump. Like he's probably got one of the highest verticals of any wide receiver.
Yeah,
it's like him and Pickens.
Okay, next game. This was also not well. The Texans wasn't a shocker because it was a divisional game and the Texans are playing great football. But this one was. The Panthers 31, the Rams 28. If you had asked anyone going into this Sunday who the best team in football is, I think most people would have said the Rams. Yeah. I would have said the Rams.
I would have said it's. You know why they're going to win this game, Big Cat? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why the Rams are going to win this game. Matt Stafford has gone 27 touchdown passes in a row without an interception.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young still hasn't thrown in the 200s this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically my keys to the game right there.
And then it flipped.
And then Matt Stafford threw one touchdown to make it 28 in a row.
Record.
And then started turning the ball over left and right.
Yeah.
And then Bryce Young was efficient.
Bryce Young, so it was – Dave Canales is a really good coach. I think we can all agree here, like what he's done with the Panthers. But they had such a good game plan where it was like pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. Chuba Hubbard was good for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They had the combo, the two of them. And then have Bryce Young make the big high leverage throws, which he made two of them. He made 2 touchdown passes on fourth and 3, and they were perfect passes. Bryce Young, I think is the second time in his career he's gone 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And like you said, first time this season he's thrown in the 200s.
Also, that's 11 come from behind victories for Bryce Young.
It's crazy.
11.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there were 10-point underdogs. And Sean McVay had been 20-0 straight up as a road favorite of 4 points or more before today. So think about that. That was and Meow Mix, since they retired, are 6-3. The Panthers are 6-3.
Yeah, looking good.
That was an awesome
we have a couple stat corrections.
What?
He went for 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions against the Falcons. He also threw for 450.
No.
He also threw for 330 against the Cardinals.
No,
okay,
200.
that's the second.
That's wrong. That's a wrong stat.
So that's the second time he's ever done 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And it's the first time he's thrown for 200 this year.
In the 200s. Max is looking at more than 200.
He's thrown 100. We've been talking about this stat every now and then. It's a very stupid stat.
Mm-hmm.
It's really stat for dummies. But he's thrown in the 100s, the 300s, the 400s, but not the 200s until today.
That's the sweet spot.
That's on me.
That's where you win football games. Hank will tell you, if you throw under 300 yards a game, like you can win a lot of football games in the NFL.
Every game of his career except for one.
That's not true. Yeah, he had one where he's in the 300 club. Yeah,
and a lot under 200.
Elite company being in the 300 club. Tonight, that's the night, Hank.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna bet it again.
Are the Panthers? I don't know if the Panthers are good. They just flip flop every game. They flip flop.
They're the definition of frisky. Their defense is good. I do believe in the Panthers' defense.
Oh, dude. Derek Brown is a monster in the middle. Having a big dude in the middle is such a joy to watch. If you're, if you got a big fucking dude in the middle, he had the sack on Stafford to end the game with the fumble, and I think it was his helmet that he jumped up and the ball hit his helmet and then was intercepted. The first interception Stafford had thrown in like 2 months. So he's a monster.
They did it without J.C. Horn too.
Yeah. Also, Puka's catch was insane.
One of the best catches of the year.
And Devontae Adams has 11 touchdowns in 6 games, which is crazy. But then Stathole put me on to 1987 Jerry Rice. 1987 Jerry Rice, in his last 6 games of the season, had 14 touchdowns. And then I looked at his whole game log for that season. It was 12 games. So they played 12 games then. And he... He had 22 touchdowns in 12 games. He had more games in that season with multi-touchdowns than single. He scored a touchdown in every game. He had more games. 7 games, he had multi-touchdowns. 5 games, he had just a single touchdown.
That's crazy.
It's insane. Yeah. 22 touchdowns in 12 games.
Now, I think that the Rams are they're still the team I think I trust the most.
Yeah, but
even
this
after
is a bad
today.
game.
It's a bad game, but I think it's a bad game that you can look at and probably think confidently, Matt Stafford's probably not going to have a game like this again in the near future.
Well, it's pretty much if Matt Stafford doesn't turn the ball over, they win the game easily. I mean, he had a red zone pick. He had the fumble at the end of the game. He had a pick six. Those were his 3 turnovers, which he hadn't done in 2 months, were like the biggest swing plays in the game.
Yeah, so I think if you're a Rams fan, you're like, this might be one of those games you just burn the tape of.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that there's anything wrong with the Rams. I don't think that they're broken. I think that Matt Stafford had a bad game, and you will have bad games.
And they might be indoor guys.
They might be indoor cats, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Carolina, they're 4-2 at home.
Yeah.
It's not easy to win in Carolina anymore.
Especially not with Meow Mix.
Not with that was
Meow
not a
Mix
factor last time.
How do you think the guys are just sitting there
the drum
like,
today.
fuck, we should have.
They would love to talk about this
season
game.
is so fun.
They would love to talk about this game.
This is such a fun season for the Panthers.
You know what? I think they should bring the podcast back for the playoffs.
They got to. So they're, I think, not a wild card team, but very much they could win the NFC South.
Yeah.
If they make the
playoffs,
if they could win a couple in a row, because they've since like a month and a half ago, they've gone loss win, and you got to probably stack some wins together.
I think that the Panthers, I think the Panthers players would be so excited about the prospect of Meow Mix coming back for the playoffs. If you announce it, it might spur them on to actually get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
To win some of these games down the stretch.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at their schedule right now because I think they have a bye. If they continue going loss-win, that would be 2 wins against the Bucs.
Yeah.
What if they just do that? What if they go loss-win? Zach, you don't like that.
Confirmed, do not like that, yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about your Bucs. Tampa 20, Cardinals 17. Bucs are back.
I think back.
Zach
I don't overly
is
optimistic. Bucky's back. He's looking good. Baker's like, I'm not hurt. I'm on the field. Let's play.
Yeah, Baker's playing with a bad shoulder, but he looked fine. You're sick.
Under the weather confirmed.
What happened over Thanksgiving that got you sick?
I think it just a lot of the blob's back. A lot of snow.
You weren't here for the blob.
That's a great point. I retract my previous statement. I'm not going to blame the weather.
You just tried to blame the blob.
It's going from hot to cold, probably.
Yeah, good point.
But it sounds like you were sick before you got back.
I think it might have just been like just being around like an influx of people, a lot of bodies, you know.
Yeah. Did you game a lot?
I tried to fit the Xbox and the carry-on didn't fit.
Ah, shit.
So no game over the weekend. Just a lot of family time.
Did you think about gaming?
A lot of plates. I did. There's so many clips online because like this is a great weekend. They ripped double XP the entire holiday, so I did think about it quite a bit.
Take some mental reps.
I can't wait to get back to the game.
Is the pool still open?
Is the pool? Pool is which pool?
At home.
Oh, pool at home is wide open. Yes.
Were you in it?
Was not in it.
Oh.
What was the food situation like back at home?
Oh, it was good. It was good. My mom plays the hits. You know, turkey, shrimp and casserole. We do the rolls. We get into a little bit of stuffing, a little bit of giblet gravy. It's pretty good.
Did you make any trips like out to a restaurant, get some desserts, some late night snacks?
I definitely hit. There's a gas station very close to my home. I hit that late night usually for like some candy bars. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty basic stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
And then just like you go to the bars, see your friends you haven't seen in a while.
And the Bucs are good.
Bucks back.
Because you buy stock in the Bucs right now because their schedule is a joke down the stretch.
And if you don't buy stock now, we're going private. Don't try to buy stock later.
Love that.
This is the IPO.
It did look. Chris Godwin looked good because he didn't look great. That game against the Rams was so bad, but Chris Godwin looked good. Bucky looked good. Bucky feels like it adds that element to their offense they were looking for, and Tristan Wirfs scored a touchdown, which was cool.
That was very cool. Zach, when you were watching Baker in the first half when he was sliding, what were your thoughts?
You just get worried.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a special piece you don't want to see not be on the field.
Yeah. He was popping up after his slides like laughing at himself. Like, I can't believe I'm a pussy. And just knowing that later on in the game when it meant something, he was not going to slide. But he did it. Like, somebody got through to him. I think they even showed Todd Bowles on the sidelines, like laughing at the fact that Baker actually slid. Because you know that he was telling his coaches, yeah, I'll slide. They didn't actually believe that he was going to do it until he actually did. And then I think he just brought so much shame to himself. He's like, I got to run somebody over. Next time a cornerback tries to tackle me, I'm not going to slide.
Those were courtesy slides. He did that for the organization, but then he had to get back to being himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm buying stock in the Bucs.
Yeah, the Bucs, I think they'll be fine. The Cardinals, also a big bummer team.
This was the most Cardinals loss. This was their whole season in one game.
Yeah.
Which they've done every single game. The 7th time. This is the 7th loss they've had by 4 points or less. That's 3 more than any other team in the NFL.
I wish that Bam Knight was better because of his name.
Yeah.
He's got a great name that I feel like his name is wasted on Bam Knight.
Yeah. What are the Cardinals going to do? So they're officially eliminated. I said that stat about 7 losses by 4 points or less, that they're the 4th team in the last 30 years to do this. And there still is 5 games left of the season that they can easily lose those by 4 points or less.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Because they're done with Kyler. Are they going to fire Jonathan Gannon?
I think so.
They feel like if we did like hopeless rankings, they're in that category.
They're in the middle of nowhere. Where are they right now on Tankathon?
I don't know, but they are 7th pick. So they probably got to lose some more to get up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Build around Jacoby Brissett. So just say go full fuck it. I wish one team would go full fuck it.
Yeah, they outgained the Bucs in this game. They just had 2 turnovers, missed field goal, 2 turnovers on downs. Like that's just what the Cardinals do. Mm-hmm. If you look at the stats in every Cardinals game, you're like, oh, that was a competitive game and they should have maybe won. Like no, they just find ways to lose.
Okay, right now, yes, they're 7th in the draft, and on Tankathon, they have them taking an offensive tackle. Okay,
so keep Jacoby.
Yeah, let's build around Brissett.
Bridge quarterback.
Now, I gotta believe that Kyler is done in Arizona.
Yeah, has to be. Yeah, I assume there's like a line out the door of quarterbacks that are like they'll be the next McVay. Right? Like they'll go to McVay.
Yeah, I think Kyler, he's my guy for that.
Anthony Richardson's on that list too.
I don't know if we can make it work with AR.
But people are saying that. Like, hey, if you just get him to Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay, we'll get
the Rams also have a top 10 pick.
Yeah, the Rams do. They have the Falcons.
So they could just draft the next one.
Yeah, they could draft the next guy for McVay.
What guy do you think is the next McVay guy?
And Stafford, by the way, is not a McVay guy because he was good before, but you know that or Shanahan.
Yeah.
Or KOC.
I could see Kyler going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I could
He'd
see
look
that.
tiny in the purple.
I mean, they have as a backup because they get 9.
They do have 9.
Who looks pretty good today?
9 had his best game of the season.
This is
today.
the best. This is the best performance that you've seen from JJ McCarthy. The best full game. I'm talking 4 quarters.
Yes.
Of extended success.
I'd agree
For JJ McCarthy. He's so back.
Today was a big win for 9 people.
Soft benching works.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. Once you get to your Brosmers.
And also a little vindication for Carson Wentz makes a little more sense why he was out there.
I think Brosmer at times learned very well under the tutelage of Carson Wentz.
Okay, next game, Miami.
Wentz was pretty good.
What?
Wentz was pretty good for the Vikings.
Stop it, Max. You guys.
He was. He was probably their best quarterback this year.
You have Wentz derangement.
Would you take Wentz back?
No, I'm saying who was the best quarterback for the?
Would you?
Actually, no, JJ McCarthy.
Carson Wentz right now on that with those Eagles weapons.
Think about it, dude. He almost won the MVP for them.
That'd be pretty nice. A healthy Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are a joke.
Think about it, dude.
No, you're a joke.
You talk about a guy that's not afraid to throw picks.
You got to
right.
You got to think the offense would open up a little.
He's fun, Max. You know he's fun. You're thinking about Carson Wentz right now. I can tell. I see that look on your face.
I'm allowed to make jokes about Carson Wentz without it coming back to bite me.
I mean, it's kind of like a grade school joke, like, oh, you got cooties.
Yeah,
I don't like you.
No, Max likes.
I really
likes
hope
Carson.
that we date. I hope you take me to the dance.
Max is pulling Carson's hair. You're putting gum on her.
That would only work for PFT. PFT is the one who is just the Carson Wentz hater.
Yeah, correct. I don't like Carson
So
Wentz.
then the cooties thing would be for PFT. PFT, you need Carson Wentz. Your quarterback can't even play.
No, you're the one
He doesn't even have an arm.
You're the one that's playfully.
His arm is bent the other way right now.
Playfully hates Carson
He doesn't
Wentz.
have an arm.
You playfully hate him. You
Wrong.
tease Carson.
You do tease him.
You tease him.
I support him.
I want him. I want him banned from the league.
No,
Lifetime ban for Carson Wentz.
Wrong.
That's pretty strong. PFT.
Yeah, strong.
Firm but fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dolphins 21, Saints 17. The Dolphins almost blew this game. Devon Achane still is. It turns out Devon Achane, hey, you should probably just feature the entire offense around him. In their 3 wins in a row, the Dolphins, Devon Achane has had 524 yards from scrimmage and 3 touchdowns. Seems like that works.
I think the mission of this Dolphin season is pretty clear. They're going to win just enough games, unconvincingly, to make Stephen Ross have to make a tough decision. And whatever decision he makes will be the wrong one.
Well, he's already made the decision. He said McDaniel and Tua are back.
But you can say that.
Yeah.
And then change. Owners do that all the time.
But they're also winning.
But are you telling me that if the Dolphins lose the rest of their games, that McDaniel's coming back?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that he is if they lose the rest of their game. I'm saying that the Dolphins are doing just enough.
Yeah, to probably screw themselves
to screw themselves up and have whatever choice it is that Stephen Ross makes, it ends up being the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah, because, they play the Jets next week. They could be – well, the Jets are frisky. Jets are really frisky.
Very.
Yeah, the Saints basically just didn't – this game was basically these two teams are going nowhere. Tyler Shuck looked like shit in the first half, looked better in the second half, and the Saints found a way to cover and also had the ball and almost – they successfully – that's the biggest story from this game is they did a successful onside kick.
It was a sweet onside kick. I thought it looked like it only went 9 yards. But they said it went 10. I don't know how they judged that, but they got the ball back. And if they had made that 2-point conversion at the end of the game, that they definitely could have won it.
Yeah.
They or at least tied it at the very end.
Yeah. Tyler Shuck is fine. The second half he looked good. Mm-hmm. First half he looked bad.
I have noticed that guys tend to jump a little bit early on Tyler Shuck's passes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's because
they got it timed.
They don't have it timed. Maybe Spencer's got more of a cannon. The Rattler.
Tua was trying to throw a couple picks, but they figured it out that, hey, like I said, Devon Achane is the guy, and just let him do it, and you don't have to have Tua throw it a million times, and good things can happen. Also, Tua pretty good slides. He had a couple today.
Yeah, he's learning.
He's learning how to slide. Okay, Jags 25, Titans 3, first place Jags. They're good. Hank, They're good. First place Jags. They had a bunch of injuries today too. They had. Trayvon Walker was out. Eric Armstead was out. I think Parker Washington got banged up in the game. Shout out to Jags GM, the Wiz kid, because the Jacoby Myers trade was very smart because he's been a beast for them. And he was like he is the Trevor Lawrence's, go-to guy now. And I know they have Brian Thomas, but Jacoby Myers is like Mr. Reliable for him. And the Jags, they did what they should do. They kicked the shit out of the Titans. It was a very Titans thing where they, outside of a couple plays, could have been in this game, but they had the penalty, roughing the passer at the end of the first half, leads to a field goal when the Jags were ready to go into halftime. And then to start the second half, when it was 18-3, they had a roughing the punter, and then the Jaguars scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that was crazy at the end of the half because the Jaguars were just trying to get to halftime.
Right.
They decided we're not going to try that would be like a 63-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Even though their kicker might have the leg, maybe not outdoors, but he might have the leg for it. They just opted to not kick a field goal and instead just try to run the clock out on a play where they scrambled Trevor Lawrence out to the side, late hit on him, then a fight on the sideline, move the ball up well into field goal range, and it was just like that's what bad teams do.
Yeah, that's what the Titans are.
And then I saw Mike McCoy on the sideline, their coach. I think he's their coach. He just wasn't saying or doing anything. He was just standing there.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Titans have a head coach right now. I think they have a guy whose job he sits in that chair in the office. I don't think they've actually updated the sign on the door. But I think he's a warm body that sits there. I don't think he's actually coaching the team at all.
Yeah.
Because after the game, I think it was Jeffrey Simmons was like, we need a coach very badly right now. We have to, can we please get somebody in here that will change the culture? We need basically he's asking for the biggest hard ass they can find to come in and just beat them into shape. And that he's right. That's what they need because the Titans, they don't look like a football team right now.
No.
Outside of Chimera DK.
And shout out the Jaguars because the Jaguars are kind of similar to the Bears in that, if you get the hire right, you can turn it around pretty quickly because last year they were a 4-13 team. They sucked. Liam Cohen comes in, and he's got them 8-4, first place in the division. This is just the fourth time in the last 15 years that the Jaguars have won 8 or more games.
Yep.
They're a good football team, and Liam Cohen deserves a shitload of credit. The Duval thing, not as creepy now when we find out he can coach.
And the Jaguars have won 4 games in November for the very first time since 2005.
That's crazy.
So good for them.
They're playing good football.
They're playing good football.
And their one loss in November was that crazy game that they should have won against the Texans and just let them, they fucked that up bad.
We do have a Chimera DK update.
He had a couple fumbles today.
But he had some nice returns.
But he had some fumbles.
He is now on pace for 2,721 all-purpose yards this season. That actually now puts him on pace to surpass Darren Sproles' all-time record for 2,696 all-purpose yards in 2011.
Oh, wow.
So there's that. It's an insult stat.
It's a great, it's a big-time insult stat because they just get scored on so much that he gets all these returns.
He gets a lot of kick returns, but at least you have something to root. That's you root for Cam Ward to not get injured. You look for him to look like the guy, and then you root for Chimere DK kickoff returns.
Yeah. By the way, to your point about Mike McCoy, like looking for a coach, did you see? So on the first drive, they kicked a field goal. They had a nice drive, and it was I think 4th and 3, and they kicked the field goal. It's like, you're the Titans. What are you doing? Just go for it. Mike McCoy said he said, if it was 4th and 2, we're going for it. If it's 4th and 3, we're kicking it. That's what we said before the play was even snapped.
Okay. Analytics.
Cool, dude.
Nice analytics.
I mean, what
doesn't matter about game situations.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the fact that you guys have one win and you're terrible and you have a rookie quarterback and you know you're going to have to score touchdowns to win a game and you might as well just go for it.
Every time.
Just fucking go for it.
Tell your punter, don't make the trip.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you turn the ball over deep in your territory, and then it's Chimere DK time.
Okay, let's do a couple more ads and we'll get to the last 2 games.
We'll get back to the games in a second. They're brought to you by our great friends over at Campbell's. What are you boys craving this NFL season? You know what I'm craving? Soup. It's soup season. We had soup weather this weekend. No soup satisfies all your cravings like Chunky. Chunky's bold, meaty, and has all the craveable flavors that you need to tackle your hunger. So go pick up a can of Chunky today. Crush your cravings. They got flavors like beefy mac, chili dog mac, buffalo-style chicken mac, and so many more. So don't forget, Chunky can satisfy all your cravings this NFL season. Since Chunky's has the food covered, what else are you boys craving this NFL season? I'm craving a good college football playoff. I'm craving a bracket. I'm craving right now is some more turkey. I haven't had enough turkey yet.
Yeah.
I need some more turkey. I'm going to make some Thanksgiving soup. It's going to be Chunky. Chunky's everything that you crave. No matter what you crave or when you crave it, Chunky delivers 110%. And these games are also brought to you by our great friends over at Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Pepsi brings the flavor. Pepsi makes those flavors pop. The sweetness and carbonation of Pepsi really elevates the taste of Mexican food. We had Mexican for dinner tonight, had some tacos, some queso, some chips, all washed down with Pepsi. It enhances the flavor of your food. Everything's better when paired with a Pepsi. I'm talking pizza, better with a Pepsi. Wings, better with a Pepsi. Burgers, way better with a Pepsi. I'm choosing Pepsi every time. Food deserves Pepsi. You guys know that. Drink up on Pepsi.
Okay, back to the games. Jets 27, Falcons 24. Memes. The Jets have won a game, another game. They have 3 wins now. Culture.
We're moving in the right direction.
We were talking after the game. Like I actually do believe, you're looking at Tankathon, but if you're Aaron Glenn, you want to win some of these games down the stretch to get things turned around, kind of like what Dan Campbell did in Detroit.
Yeah, they have the perfect schedule to get moving in the right direction and winning some games.
Yeah, and you guys got a turnover today.
On special teams.
The Falcons fumbling on the one.
It's a turnover. That was the New York Jets' first turnover in the United States this year.
That's huge.
This is momentum memes.
Yeah, still no interception, but progress.
And Nick Folk, who's like, how old is he?
In Aaron Glenn's post-game speech, he said they were teammates.
They were.
The game ball goes to my teammate, Nick Folk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's 41 years old. He just keeps doing it. And that was not like an easy kick in... You guys were trading missed kicks for a little bit there, and that was not an easy kick in bad weather.
No, they almost blew it too. They had a false start at the end of the game, almost took them out of field goal range. But like the old Jets, that goes wide left.
Yep.
Even though probably be better for Tankathon, but whatever. But it went through. They're the new Jets trying to build a culture.
I think it's like you. I mean, I've been in the same spot a ton of times too, like where you're like at the end of the season, you're like, all right, like draft pick, but also like you got to win games at some point, especially with new coach. If it were a coach you're about to fire, that's different.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like if it was a coach, you're like, all right, we're gonna fire him at the end of the season, no matter what, it doesn't matter. That's games you want to lose, but like with a new coach, and you got guys that are gonna be that, like A.D. Mitchell. This one shocked me. Didn't realize he'd never score a touchdown in his NFL career. I just assumed he had because I feel like we've talked about him a lot. Mm-hmm. Did you know that? Means?
I did not know that. I
Yeah.
thought he scored a bunch on the Colts.
Same. I was like, what? This is his first touchdown? That was his first career touchdown in the NFL. Was today. He was awesome today. And that's a piece of like your future. So yeah, he had 8 catches, 102 yards in his first career touchdown.
Yeah, good for him.
And Tyrod, that was it was 59 yards in the air to A.D. Mitchell.
Tyrod looked pretty good today.
Yeah.
Like he was using the legs, moving around, manipulating the pocket, hitting guys downfield.
Yeah,
this is a good win for the Jets.
The Jets played watchable football today, and
Yes.
you can't really say that.
Yes,
But
that's
facts.
that's exactly what it was. I was watching the game and I was like, "Damn, this is watchable as fuck." Actually,
they've upgraded from a really bad team to watchable football.
Yeah, they're not in the Titans Raiders category.
No,
Not even
they've
close. Yeah, because that's a category of like why even turn it on because it's so bad. And this has got to be frustrating for the Falcons. Their season's over as well, but they don't have their first round pick, so they have no reason to tank. That goes to the Rams. Bijan was awesome, but they just do the little things wrong. Like they had the ball with a couple minutes left, memes, and they could have gone and won the game, and they couldn't get a first down twice. Yeah. So I was thinking about this. I think we've thought about doing this before, but remind me, Zach, we got to do this. Week 18, when we get to Week 18, and there's a bunch of games in Week 18 where there's just nothing at stake, and we do the recap that Sunday night, we need to go back and hand out each team's Super Bowl. Because I was thinking about it. The Falcons have just been atrocious the last eight games. They were 3-2, and they had beaten when they beat the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football, and everyone's like, holy shit, they've arrived. Mm-hmm. That was it. That was the peak. So it's maybe not the Super Bowl. It's what was the best moment? What was the moment that each fan base was feeling absolute best about their season? Give us that exact moment.
Yeah. I'd say that Buffalo Bills game, without a doubt, and that was like peak Bijan experience too. They tried to do it again. Their game plan today it wasn't bad. It was probably like the most effective Falcons game plan that they can have, which is just basically like a shitload of screen passes and hand the ball off to Bijan.
Yeah,
I want to see Raheem Morris's cell phone. See what his screen time was like today. It was probably like 50% of the game. It was smart. Put the ball in your best player's hands and see what they can do. But the defense stinks for the Falcons too, and that's kind of Raheem Morris's thing.
Yeah, I feel like he's
gone.
Get fired.
I think he's gone. They've got a tough end of their season coming up too.
And they have the list of guys that they brought in for an interview that they should have hired and didn't.
Yeah,
that is going to haunt them.
Yes, for sure. But congrats to the Jets. I feel like this is a win that you guys will end up at the top of the draft no matter what. I don't think that you're going to like go on a winning streak to end the season. You're not going to run the table.
Yeah, no, but the games are winnable. They'll win like 1, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you guys are loaded up. You got all the draft picks, memes.
All the draft picks. Unfortunately for the Colts, they're going the wrong direction.
No, but you actually are. The Cowboys is becoming. It might flip. Like the Cowboys draft pick.
Yeah, the second round pick.
Right.
But which is better for the Cowboys' first round pick the following year because they have a harder schedule. And then
I like that. Yeah.
This is 3D chess.
Thinking ahead.
I love that. That's smart.
I like that memes.
Really smart. And you have just the next year. You just have this year's Colts first round pick, right?
No, and next year.
Oh, and next year.
And Cowboys next year.
So you wouldn't hate if the Colts found a way to have a difficult schedule as well. But you'd want a high pick. One of them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, this is 3D. I like this memes. It sounds like the rebuild. Who do you guys have left?
We play the Dolphins next week.
Okay.
That's home.
Winnable.
Then the Jaguars. That's a loss.
Yeah.
And then Patriots.
Okay.
Actually, don't know.
I think you play. Oh, the Saints.
Saints. That's what it is.
That's a must lose for draft.
Must lose
for draft picks because that could be a substantial swing in tankathon when it comes to where you're going to be drafting.
Memes, have you guys covered 5 games in a row now?
Whoa.
Is the smart money on the New York Jets?
Holy shit. Is that true?
They beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that you were underdogs for that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You You beat the Browns by 7 points. That's got to be another cover.
Yep.
You covered against the Patriots. I think you were 13.5-point dogs.
Yep.
And you lost by 13.
Yeah, you covered against the Ravens.
I think you were also 13.5-point dogs to the 14-point dogs. You lost by 13.
Yep.
And then you won today outright against the Falcons.
Ooh, the Jets are a money-making team.
The Jets, all the smart money's on the Jets right now.
Damn.
These are the baby steps to establishing yourself as a winning culture.
6 out of the last
franchise.
7 as well. Memes.
Yeah, they haven't really got blown out this year except the Cowboys.
Yeah.
In the Bills, week 2.
Yeah, outlier.
Memes, have you thought...
Wait, but that was
so long ago.
You were pointing out the blowout.
Yeah, it was so long ago. It's a different Bills team, different Jets team.
Memes, have you thought about what happens if you guys had beat the Steelers week 1?
Yeah, I was talking to Zach about that earlier. There's a couple of those games.
What happens? Let's just say that the score is 35-34.
It's that in the Broncos game.
You beat the Steelers.
And the Bucks.
And the Bucks.
And the Panthers.
So
the Panthers.
If you beat the Steelers week 1, how many more games do you win?
Maybe you might not make those trades.
No, because
That's a good point.
But then the Cowboys
and also
win the
Justin
Super Bowl.
Fields gets a little bit longer of a leash.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. You can't.
But it would be nice to be in the hunt.
You can't go back.
What did you tell Zach about what would happen?
No, we'd just be in the hunt right now, chasing, trying to break the playoff drought.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yep.
It's not going to happen until 2028, but...
What about 2027?
2028?
What about 2026?
2026, no.
No, yeah, I'll give him that.
It's a tough schedule.
You guys can maybe make the hunt.
Why did you just write off 2027? I know how you feel about the schedule for next season. You've established that, but like, why?
That'll be the rookie quarterback year.
Memes, do you have like a board in your house with pins in it and just like the whole rebuild? Because I would like to see that. I feel like you are Charlie Day with you have your schedule, you have the other team's schedule, you had their pick and everything.
I do go to bed at night just thinking who's the next quarterback will be next season.
And
right now we're on Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know he was on the market.
Well, Ravens don't make the playoffs. Ravens good organization. They've moved on from quarterbacks in the past when they're at the end of their career, trying to get that pick from a bad organization. They do a lot of homework on guys. They get their next guy on a rookie contract, build the defense, get wide receivers in, go back to the Super Bowl.
But I don't think that they would get rid of Lamar next year. If that is what the Ravens.
He was on the market before.
I like that, Memes. Yeah, you can't. If they don't make the playoffs, you can't say that it's like a certainty.
No, I saw somebody say Joe Burrow. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, wait. So what's going on with that? Because I saw a Vikings fan saying that like we should trade our 2 picks for Lamar or Joe Burrow. Is this happening? That those
There's just
guys
people
are
without a
being
quarterback who are like, let's just trade
Shopped?
5 first-round picks to the Bengals who don't have a defense, so they could use it for their defense.
Yeah,
Right.
Get a rookie quarterback.
It's just using your imagination.
I think Lamar would be more likely than Joe Burrow, just because Joe Burrow is like knowing the Bengals owner and how cheap he is. Having a quarterback that can sell tickets is like a gold mine for him.
Yeah, but wait,
And this is all hypothetical. There's just stuff I sent to the Jets group chat.
okay. I just want to dive in a little bit further because I'm just a little bit confused. So you would get Lamar Jackson next year, but then you'd also draft a quarterback the next year after that.
No. But if we get Lamar, we got Lamar.
If you get Lamar, then the plan for the rookie quarterback is
Done.
off. And then at that point, we can start talking playoffs in 2027.
But
Yes.
Lamar's at the end of his career because that's why the Ravens traded him.
Yep. So we got like 3 years of Lamar.
This sounds a lot like the Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, congrats, Memes. This was a good win for you guys, and you were very watchable. I enjoyed watching the
Yes.
Jets. I found myself rooting for the Jets today.
Very watchable, elite special teams.
Hey, anybody here? Has everyone's team, anyone else's teams, not lose in regulation this weekend?
Max lost in regulation.
Oh, he's the only one. Okay.
That's congratulations for losing in overtime.
Thanks.
That's a
Yeah.
you want a pat on the back for that.
That's why I mentioned regulation. Yeah, no,
Yeah, that was the regulation.
That was the whole
part
point
of
of the exercise.
Yeah, congrats.
Didn't lose in reg.
I'm congratulating you for that exercise. Really good exercise.
Raise your hand if you were winning or tied at the end of the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, big time right here.
That's so sick for you.
Zach,
get your hand up.
pretty awesome, boys.
Okay, Niners 26, Browns 8. I'm so stupid.
You should get a point for an overtime loss. Should be like hockey.
Niners 26, Browns 8.
Sad. You're sad little man.
I am sad.
The low man.
No, I'm
over
actually
there
I'm actually very happy, Max.
by the low man trophy.
Max, we're not talking about the game yet.
The Browns did it again, down 10-8 at half, lose 26-8. We had the Shedeur Sanders run against all odds. 4th and 26, he finishes the game with a 5-yard run and slide. So Stathole looked it up 63 times since 1999. There's been a 4th and 26 or more, and that was the first ever time that a team has run.
Yeah, first ever? Yeah. I would think that some quarterback would have like a broken down pocket.
No, you have to throw.
I can't believe
that's the point. You have to throw.
I know, but at some point, like you thought you saw something.
No, no way.
But even crazier was the slide.
Yeah,
he just said, "Fuck it."
I mean, the game didn't matter, so people will clown him for it. But it was funny. It's a weird thing to slide there.
Yeah,
and it's a weird thing to not throw. Just throw.
Just try to make a play downfield somewhere. Shedeur did not play good today. He did get hit in the nuts, though, when he went out of the game. I can tell just by how he jumped around the sideline. That's a jump that you do after getting injured only if you get hit in the nuts and you're trying to get rid of that nut pain.
Yeah, this game was a little testy. You see Shelby Harris from the Browns after the game.
Yep.
He called out Juwan Jennings and said he sees why he got punched in the nuts last week by the Panthers.
He called him a hoe.
Yeah, he said that Ho's been hot in the streets right
that was going to be my who's back is Ho's.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently Juwan Jennings, ho.
Yeah, everyone was pissed at Juwan Jennings. He must have said some wild shit.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what you can say to get punched in the dick. But you know what? I'm going to go with the Browns on this one. I'm going to take their side. I don't think that you would just make that up. But Shedeur got like hit in the balls taking a sack, and then Dylan Gabriel came in. And by the way, you want to talk about against all odds? Dylan Gabriel did not take a single snap with the first stringers all week, and then he got in, went 1 for 1.
Ooh,
and then they took him right out.
Okay.
Just maybe something to keep an eye on. Although Stefanski said after the game that he's just going to keep going with Shedeur.
Yeah.
Which I pretty much agree with.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Myles Garrett got his 19th sack. Myles Garrett also had words about Juwan Jennings. He said, I can't speak for how he was raised. I got to know what Juwan Jennings said. Some crazy shit.
Well, now I got to look up also how he was raised.
Yeah, so this was Malik Collins. So Malik Collins went down with an injury. There were words exchanged between Juwan Jennings and some guys on the Browns defense. When Malik went down, it looked like there was something talking, and this is what Shelby said. He said, yeah, he's a hoe, and I want that known. Like, I see why he got punched in the nuts, because that's like, he says some things that you should not say to another man ever, but I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your own line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched your nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet. That's such a funny quote. I see exactly why they punched your nuts.
He's a hoe. And in his defense, I think if I had Trent Williams hanging around me, I would say a lot of hoe shit too.
Yeah.
You can get away with anything.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing was I don't know what the fuck he said. But the Niners are good, by the way. They're good. Their defense is playing well. They're young. Feels like Purdy didn't have like eye-popping stats, but he also was playing against an incredible defense in the Cleveland Browns and really bad weather, like very windy. It felt like he had some zip back on his ball, and it felt like he was making the right decisions after that Monday night game where he just kept on throwing picks.
I think the most emasculating thing that can happen to you in the NFL is if Brock Purdy Dougies on you.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to the Browns today.
Yeah.
It was probably misplaced anger at Juwan Jennings. And it was all stemming from the fact that Brock Purdy just hit you with a Dougie.
He Dougied on him.
On a touchdown scramble. A Dougie that he'd been practicing all week. That's how bad teams are overlooking the Browns now, is you've got the Brock Purdys of the world orchestrating a Dougie touchdown dance against you during practice time during the week.
Yeah.
That should go up on the bulletin board if you're the Browns.
Yes,
just
big time.
Think about that going into next week, and you'll probably come out and play harder.
Yeah. You don't want to see this man Dougieing on you.
No, Brock Purdy, who do they play next?
They have a bye.
Okay, that's good. And then after that,
I don't know. I think their schedule is pretty easy. The Niners are a problem.
let's see.
The Niners are my
Cam
the
Ward.
Titans.
Yeah, if Cam Ward think about Cam Ward hitting you with a sturdy. And then that should get you all the motivation that you need.
Yep.
Or like Cam Ward doing the Macarena on you.
Niners is tough. The rest of their schedule.
Titans is a win.
Then Colts.
At Colts.
Bears,
Yeah,
Seahawks.
the Bears Niners game I have circled is going to be
All three of those games.
Yeah,
are tough.
that is. Yeah. I think I was looking at their schedule more. You know what it is? I was looking at their schedule after the Rams game because they had a 4-week stretch of games that they should win, and they have won 3 out of 4 of them, and so now they're in a pretty good spot. Everyone's good, everyone's bad. By the way, Shedeur Sanders, he said after the game that the team is not going to be a microwave thing. We're going to have sparks, but it's going to take time to be able to develop that chemistry with everybody. Sparks happen in microwaves.
They certainly do, especially if you leave a spoon in there.
Yeah, like a little tin foil.
Yeah, that's
Sparks.
ground zero for sparks inside a house. Yeah. What is he thinking?
It's not going to be a microwave.
What are the Browns?
They're not going to be a microwave.
Are they a slow cooker?
I have no idea, but they're not going to be a microwave. He wants you to know that.
Are they a smoker?
Crock pot.
They're crock pot. That sounds about right.
The Browns had the most muffed punt ever today, where it was so perfect. It was like if you could draw up a muffed punt, it went in the guy's hand, in like his bread basket, and right out, perfect bounce to the 49ers.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The Niners, you're right, though. The Niners are just a good football team.
They are. And McCaffrey, by the way, was just – so he went 800 rushing, 800 receiving for the season. That's just the third time in his career he's done that. The only other player to do that is Marshall Faulk. Pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought Kittle has looked good, too.
Really good. He looks young.
Has looked good. Juwan Jennings, even though he's a hoe, he's looked like he's a productive hoe.
I understand why they punched his nuts.
You gotta have one hoe on your team.
That's gonna be brutal to have everyone else in the league be like, yeah, you deserve to get punched in the nuts.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But also, if you're a true hoe, you kind of wear that like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
like a real pest.
You
in hockey.
made people that upset that they had to punch you in the nuts.
Yeah, you mad. Mm-hmm. Rent free. That's how hoes live.
I got them so mad they touched my penis.
Yeah.
That's gay.
Pause.
Got him.
You think I'm a hoe? Pause.
Pause. Well, yeah. You fucking touched my dick. Who's the hoe now?
Yeah.
You got it. That's an Uno reverse card on him.
Yeah, I also like how Myles Garrett has the number 25 written down on his wrist now.
Oh, that's what he's going for?
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about 25.
I like
25 sacks. Is that McKinley? He might just be a big William McKinley fan. Mm-hmm. I don't know why else you'd have. But yeah, he's thinking about getting 25 sacks on the season. It's honestly a little bit inspiring what Myles Garrett's doing. The fact that he's playing this hard on the Browns,
he's getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys that get paid a lot of money that play for bad teams that stop trying and stop caring. Myles Garrett, say what you want about the Browns overall or how much money he's making, he's earning every penny of his contract right now, which is crazy.
It is pretty nuts that the Browns in the last 20 years you could make the argument had two of like the best, I don't know, 3 or say 5, two of the best 5 players all time at their position with Joe Thomas and Myles Garrett.
That's true. Yeah.
That's pretty insane. And they like that. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
Those guys are Hall of Famers and like premier at their position, and nothing to show for it.
I don't like how Jerry Jeudy was yelling at Shedeur, though.
By the way, when I say nothing to show for it, they have something to show for it. The Browns.
Yes.
Yeah.
They personally do.
They personally
Myles
have a lot
Garrett,
to show.
Hall of
for
Famer.
Yes.
In the conversation to be in the MVP conversation.
Yes.
But did you see Jerry Jeudy talking to Shedeur on the sidelines?
He was yelling at him.
Jerry Jeudy, there's some tape on you, Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Jeudy up your booty.
But I guess I don't know. I like the fact that they're communicating at least. I don't think that he talked to Dylan Gabriel that way.
I think you could just say whatever you want and then afterwards just be like, yeah, we're passionate. We want to win. We're frustrated.
Yeah. I think when Dylan Gabriel is in the game, I don't think that they get that passionate.
That's true.
He's holding him accountable.
Well, it's Hawaiian time.
That's true.
It's a little more relaxed.
That's true. The Browns, congrats on continuing to play hard for that defense. The 49ers, I think since there's no really good teams, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
This is the year that they do it. The Niners, if they make the playoffs, they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Let's just check DraftKings real quick. Whose line is it anyway? We got the Ass Bowl next week. Titans versus the Browns. I love the Browns in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the line would be. I'm going to say, where's the game?
Cleveland.
Browns minus 3.5.
I know. I know the number. Oh wait, Hank knows it too.
Browns minus
It can't be. Is it more?
1.5.
Nope.
Browns minus 4
and a half.
Really?
Whoa!
They're daring you.
Wow.
They are saying you won't. You
What's
pussy.
the over under? 36.5. What is it? 30. I can't see it.
33 and
33.5.
That's ass.
That's ass. I like the over based on my numbers.
33.5.
Damn.
You know what?
Ass bowl.
I think I like the Titans.
Yeah, I like the Titans in the over.
That's a lot of points for an expected total of 34 points.
Yeah.
4.5 is a very large percentage of that amount of points.
Although you could just see the Browns doing his thing and like going up 7-0, game over.
Yeah.
Okay, afternoon games. Seahawks 26, Vikings 0. Don't have a lot on this game other than Max Brosmer is not it.
No, Max Brosmer is a great insurance policy for JJ. Mm-hmm. I feel like the cobwebs are going to be clearing up pretty quickly for JJ after today.
I feel bad for Max Brosmer in the fact that like I hope he can continue to be a backup, but like this was his chance if he played decent to have a long career as a backup. He threw 4 interceptions. Not all his fault. A couple were tipped.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the worst.
One of them was the worst
time.
interception. I also, Hank shared the stat with me that if you spike the ball every play, you'd get a QBR of 39.6. Max Brosmer's QBR this week was 32.8, and J.J. McCarthy's QBR last week was 34.2. So that's the quarterback play that's happening for the Minnesota Vikings right now.
The interception that you're talking about on the 4th and 1, I've never seen a more Carson Wentz play in my entire life. Mm-hmm. He learned that from Carson Wentz.
He just was like, fuck it, I'm going to hope this works.
I'm going to just contort my body. And you know what? It's 4th and 1. We should be applauding him for making an attempt, unlike Shador.
It's the anti-Shador.
You went for it. That's essentially a punt. You just got a punt returned for a touchdown against you.
Memes is saying he threw a grenade.
He did throw the grenade.
Yeah.
But the funniest part of that interception wasn't the pick, I don't think. It was the sad attempt at a tackle afterwards. The little belly flop that he does on the ground to try to reach out and get him. Didn't quite get there, Max. Going into this game, I did a little bit of reading on Max Brosmer and what to expect out of him. And the report out of camp for the Vikings was that they really liked how calm he was. That was the number one thing that they said about the guy.
That he's calm?
That he's calm. That he's very calm.
Do you think he's calm because he's like, I know that it's not going to work? Or why is he calm?
I don't know, but if that's the number one trait that you can point at in one of your quarterbacks and be like, I love how calm this guy is, you should probably bet against that person. Yes. The NFL is not a calm guy sport.
Yes. By the way, I have a fun Max Brosmer stat for you. So he threw for 126 yards, 4 interceptions, 0 TDs. That stat line has happened before, and it happened in 1950 by Tommy Thompson, who played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Tommy Thompson was blind in one eye.
Oh, that's tough.
Because he served in World War II. Thank you for your service, Tommy Thompson.
Thank you, sir.
So that was the last time that 126 yards,
he had no
0
depth
touchdowns,
perception.
4 interception was a guy with one eye that he couldn't see out of.
Yeah, he had no depth perception whatsoever, so he couldn't see linebackers.
You know who's also got no perception whatsoever? Steve Mariucci, who said that Max Brosmer was going to throw for 485 yards today.
I appreciate the call by Mooch, though.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for being the one person to go out there. Although it's kind of mean because I don't think anyone had any expectations for Brosmer until Steve Mariucci said, hey, you should expect this guy to throw for 400 today.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was the first time the Vikings were shut out since 2007. They had the third longest streak of not being shut out, 294 straight games.
Yeah.
So it was bad. It was bad. And really credit to the Seahawks defense. Sam Darnold wasn't great today.
No.
Brian Flores blitzed the fuck out of him. JSN, they could never get on the same page. But the Seattle defense is very, very good. And if you have a guy who's making his first start, they're going to make you pay, and that's what happened.
Is this a blueprint game for how to slow down the Seahawks? I think there have been enough blueprint games out there regarding Sam Darnold.
Yes.
But this is the blueprint. It's like just blitz the fuck out of him, make him scared, and then hopefully he won't dice you up. And he didn't.
Was Kevin O'Connell actually correct? Because he showed that Sam Darnold wasn't very good.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
He was right.
Maybe. So this was a prove it. This is a prove it for him.
Yeah.
The Vikings feel like quarterback Max Brosmer is going to be more mentally prepared than what they've had this season, according to Jeremy Fowler, ESPN.
That's a shot at 9.
That is a shot at 9.
Should we buy Max Brosmer stock? You have 9 stock. I might buy Max Brosmer stock.
I think my 9 stock it went to the moon today.
I'm going to buy Max Brosmer stock. I'm going to buy the dip.
He might not get back in, though.
Right, but he can't throw interceptions.
CFL.
CFL will be good.
CFL.
UFL.
Do you think 9's coming back?
9's going to come back.
It's
Cobweb.
Vikings fans are very, very frustrated, and I see that, and they have every right to be, because it feels like this was a completely bungled season that they didn't have to have. And Justin Jefferson's pissed off. He left without talking to the media. I get Vikings fans being like, this is bullshit how this season has gone after last year.
We're saying that maybe they just need better wide receivers in Minnesota. Maybe they got to get they need to go out there and get 9 some weapons this offseason.
They need to get him some weapons. But
you expect him to do it all on his own. Get him a couple playmakers at wide receiver and watch what he does to this league.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Vikings fans, it sucks.
It does suck. And it does feel like Kevin O'Connell might have outsmarted himself a little bit.
Yeah, stayed at the blackjack table a little too long.
Might have outsmarted yourself just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, next up, Raiders at Chargers. This game we can go quick too. Chargers are better than the Raiders, no duh. Raiders are eliminated. Raiders are, I think, the worst team in the NFL. Their offense is so bad. Gino did throw, when he throws to Brock Bowers, it works, but he got sacked another 5 times. Ashton Jenney, their offensive line is so bad. Ashton Jenney had 15 rushes for 31 yards. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yep.
And they're just horrific. I don't know what to say. The Raiders are just a horrific watch right now. And the Chargers are much better. And the Chargers are able to run the ball well, which helps Justin Herbert, who broke his hand, which is a very classic Chargers. That's a very Chargers post game. They dominated the Raiders. The run game looked great. Justin Herbert didn't get killed. Oh, and he broke his hand.
Yeah, that's
so Chargers.
That was unfortunate for the Chargers. They didn't have to. He didn't even have to be in the game, really. Trey Lance, I think, could have beaten the Raiders all on his own today.
Yeah.
The Raiders are a big-time bummer. Last week I did not feel this way, but I've been thinking more about it. I'm not so sure now that Pete Carroll comes back.
No.
And it might be a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Where he's just I don't really feel like doing the whole rebuild here.
Because it's not a instant fix.
It's not. They thought, they put Greg Olson back for the 3rd time, I think, being the offensive coordinator for the Raiders.
Olson with an O.
Olson with an O. But yeah, every 4 years they bring him back and they have
2 O's.
They have him be interim offensive coordinator.
Yes.
It doesn't look like it's worked any better this time than it has in the past. I was actually thinking maybe we're not giving Tom Brady enough credit here.
For?
Maybe Tom Brady he's a competitive guy. Maybe he just hates this. He hates Pete Carroll so much from the games that he played against him that he's like, you know what? I'm going to hire him to be my coach and then just give him absolute dog shit to coach with.
Torture him?
And just torture him for a couple years.
He can't be having fun.
He's not having fun.
He cannot be having fun. It's bad. They're a tough watch. And now we have you have to beat Trey Lance.
Justin Herbert's saying he's going to play.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to go under center. That's a big deal. For how the Chargers want to play. Justin Herbert, by the way,
big dumb pick guy.
He is.
That
was a big dumb pick.
It's tough for me to say because Jalen Hurts threw a big. It was that was a normal pick, but that was
a great pick.
It was a big dumb pick guy.
Yeah, he was trying to just throw as hard as he could to Ladd, and Ladd was very covered.
Yeah, and into the corner.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, though, he is now 3rd all-time in terms of yards thrown, passing yards in his first 6 seasons. He's now only behind Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes for first 6 seasons. So he passed Dan Marino. He actually probably will. He'll pass Mahomes. He'll be 2nd all-time if he keeps playing the rest of the season. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And the run game for the Chargers looked good today too.
Yeah, really good.
Every time I looked up, Vidal was just running down the sideline away from people.
Yeah. Okay. We have the Bills, 26, Steelers 7. Bills back on track. I actually think, is there a chance that the Bills woke up when the refs did not call a roughing the passer or whatever it would have been because Josh Allen slid and they hit him late? It felt like the Bills woke up from that.
Well, so the Bills in the first half, here's what their possessions looked like. Interception, punt, fumble, field goal.
And then when did he get hit?
Bills in the second half.
When did he get hit? It was the last drive of the first half, right? And the whole team went crazy.
Was that the last drive of the first half or the first drive of the second half?
I'll look it up.
Okay. But in the second half, the Bills' possessions, fumble recovery for touchdown.
Killed Aaron Rodgers.
Touchdown, field goal.
Yeah.
So they only had 3 real possessions in the second half. Touchdown, field goal. It was just one team made an adjustment at halftime, the other did not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Joey Bosa sack and then scoop and score was that basically ended the game for the Steelers, even though it was only a 1-score game.
Yeah.
But it's still, it was the last possession of the first half. I think that might have woken up. I think that might have been the start of the championship.
So that was their field goal drive. That was their scoring drive at the end of the first half.
Where they went on a pretty nice long drive. They had I think Jim Nantz said at one point they had the ball for 30 real minutes.
Yep.
Which was pretty crazy. But yeah, the Steelers are a disaster.
A disaster that's kind of still in it. So they're 500.
Yeah, because it is like Tomlin feels like he's truly finally on the ropes. And I actually agree with Steelers fans. You need something new. This is the same team every single year. Mm-hmm. That's when he beats the Ravens.
Yeah, so he's 500 right now. Steelers are technically behind the Ravens right now.
It would be
but that could switch.
Yeah, it would be really funny if this is the first year he goes 8-9 and they're like, "Yep, you're out.
You're out."
Like, you can't do it.
You know what I think the Steelers should do? They should. I know that the Rooney and Mara families are very close.
Yeah.
If they called up the Maras and they said, "Hey, you're looking for a coach.
Let's trade.
Make me an offer for Mike Tomlin." He could probably convince the Mara family to trade a first-round pick for Mike Tomlin.
What about Mike Tomlin for Jameis?
That was my idea going into the season. Is like the Steelers need to do something to just change, to clean the carpet.
Correct.
Change everything. Jameis would be the one guy that could take that offense and just make it look entirely 180 degrees different from what it is. But if I'm the Steelers, I would try to be like, "Hey, you want to trade for my coach? Give me a first-round pick for Mike Tomlin." I feel like the Giants would kill to go 500 in a classy, dignified way.
Yeah.
Like the Maras like to do every year.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be in it.
You'd be in the conversation. Your franchise would be stable.
Here's the problem for Mike Tomlin. And I think probably like the last couple of years I've come around when Steelers fans complain about Mike Tomlin, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because it does look the same every year. And they haven't been able to figure out since Big Ben hurt his arm, they have not had an answer at quarterback. Because then they trotted him out when he was clearly not the same guy. And everything since then. They booed Renegade today.
Yeah, that's tough.
When the Steelers fans are booing Renegade, it's over.
They're saying you guys don't deserve Renegade.
It's over. You can't boo Renegade.
You got to earn Renegade.
But I actually appreciate it. This is booing Renegade, and afterwards, Aaron Rodgers said that was a boo-worthy performance. Mm-hmm. He admitted to it, and Aaron Rodgers, he said after that, like what a reporter asked, like, how do you guys get on the same page? He's like, some of the guys have to come to all the meetings. So apparently some guys are not showing up to meetings.
He said when there's film sessions, everybody shows up. And when I check to a route, you do the right route. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to throw people under the bus without saying their names.
But that performance, I think it's time to start throwing people under the bus. People will. I can't believe I'm sitting here kind of defending Aaron Rodgers, but like if there's ever a time, it's when you're 6-6 and you had that type of performance at home,
and you can still make the playoffs.
This is the time to start calling people out.
There were a couple passes that he threw that it was just very clear that the Steelers receivers did not run the correct place. They ran like a short under instead of running like more of a vertical route. and Rodgers threw a great pass to where his receiver should have been. So, yeah, I'll defend Aaron Rodgers. That must suck for him.
Yeah.
This is maybe your last season. You'd like guys to put in at least like the bare minimum amount of work. But I don't even think that if you do, like the Steelers' offense is just so boring.
I know.
That even if you do put I still think that their absolute ceiling is winning a playoff game.
I do not.
They can get in.
I don't know if they can win one. They'd have to play a playoff team.
They can ugg it up. Nobody's good in the NFL though.
I understand, but the Steelers are not good.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good teams that aren't good.
Yeah, I don't see it.
A lot of good teams that aren't good.
What are you gonna say, Max?
What was our debate, PFT? I think it was Jets to make the playoffs or Aaron Rodgers to win a playoff game. I think both are equally as likely.
The Jets to make the play. Well, let's see if the Steelers, if they were in the Ravens spot right now, I know they're not in the playoffs, but
The Jets are playing better football than the Steelers.
They are.
Yeah.
Who are the Ravens? Like, who would they be slotted against?
If the
playoffs started today.
If the playoffs started today, they would play the Chargers, and they would lose.
Maybe
that's like the one team.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, there's no good teams. The Chargers lost to the Commanders.
Yeah, but that was with Jaden Daniels.
Colts or Bills definitely losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just played the Bills.
They just played the Bills, but they.
Oh, they did beat the Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like, there's no.
I just don't know I don't think they're going to get in.
You're confusing me saying that the Steelers are a good football team with me saying that they're capable of winning a playoff game.
Well,
that would constitute a good football team.
Well,
Not
and also
necessarily, 'cause there's a
capable
lot
of
of bad
winning
teams.
a playoff game means you got to get to the playoffs.
You got to get to the playoffs, but
that part is going to be the part that I don't know if they can get to the playoffs.
in that division, I think it's open for a team to finish 9-8.
Yeah. They still play the Ravens twice, so that's just going to be how they decide it.
Yeah,
is going to be there. And the Bills. So TJ Watt said after the game, he's never seen a team run the same play that much and have that kind of success. Talking about the Bills just running it down their throat, and that's what they did. The Bills when they can run the ball are scary because it's like, hey, we don't need Josh to be Superman all the time. James Cook is really fucking good, and then they'll get into those short yardage situations and have Josh be able to use his legs when he needs to. The Bills are just pretty much trying to stay the course, get healthy on offense. Keon Coleman did score a touchdown today.
that was good
big.
to see. Yeah,
Yep,
him coming back. Did you notice what happened in the game with the NFL expedited review? There was a face mask. The refs threw a flag for the face mask.
Okay.
He goes out to midfield, makes the announcement, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Upon further review, there was no face mask penalty. He just said it. He just said it like right after he announced the face mask. The NFL has some weird shadow review policy. I know they have their expedited review that they can use to overturn egregious stuff, but we don't know what goes into it. We don't know who's making the call. We don't know when the refs are being spoken to by New York.
Yep.
We don't know what they're looking at, what they're seeing, what they're not looking at, more importantly.
We need the ACC crew.
We need either
where they show us the whole behind the scenes.
It's the like EPL where you get to hear them and watch them do the diagrams and shit. But just for a referee to not even really take a breath and to be like, actually, what I just told you for psych.
Yeah,
We're
just kidding, guys.
We're just gonna psych that one out. I need to know more about what's happening behind the scenes.
I'd agree.
That's
weird.
This is how Goodell sneaks stuff past you.
Yeah. Yeah, he does it, and then we're like, all of a sudden, hey, we have just robot arms?
I don't mind them getting stuff right because obviously it was not a face mask. I think he grabbed like the ball or the top of his jersey. So they got it right. But it's just mostly they gave up the game, and now we know that there's some weird shit happening in real time, and we don't know what's happening.
There's some closet where they got everything going on.
Yeah.
Okay, last game. Roback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, roback.com, promo code TAKE. PFT, my Roback question for you is, are you happy the Commanders lost that game?
In the moment, I was rooting hard for a win. I wanted to win because for me, I needed to see that Dan Quinn had not lost the locker room, that the team was still playing hard. Because I need to have some good feelings. Pulling out a win like this would have been a lot of fun.
Jaden coming back maybe next week.
Jaden on the sidelines watching. Now, when it comes to that, they talked about that on the broadcast tonight. Because in the first half, Marcus Mariota was not playing.
Mariota?
That was Mike Tirico's Italian accent.
And Chris Collinsworth started doing it too.
I think he heard Tirico
Mariota.
doing the Italian thing. He's like, that sounds fun. Mariota.
That bothered me.
So what happened was in the first half, he wasn't playing good. And then they talked about Jaden and how he's practicing, ready to come back. And he wants to come back when he's healthy. I'm glad that Jaden wants to come back and play. I personally do not want Jaden back playing this year.
I think you got to let players play. It's like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's like Joe Burrow. I like the fact that they want to come back and play.
Yeah, you can't have, if he's fully healthy, you can't be like, you're just not going to play the last 5 games.
Then I was thinking about it. I was like, how would Dan Quinn be able to tell Jaden that he's not going to play without ruining that relationship?
Also, the whole locker room.
The whole locker room.
Like, if Jaden Daniels is healthy, he's going to tell everyone he's healthy, and then they're like, yeah, they're not letting me play.
Yeah, but I thought the Commanders played hard tonight.
They did.
The defense showed a little bit of life for the first time in a long time.
It was an entertaining game.
It was a very entertaining game. The offense, like having Terry McLaurin on the field, makes this look like a completely different football team.
Yep.
Like the offense looks competent when he's out there. Mariota had some strange plays. I don't know what goes through his decision-making process sometimes. But he's, I guess, not a terrible backup. I am happy that they lost the game, but in the moment, I really wanted to win. So I think scoring at the end of the game in overtime, going for 2, that was the right move. Mm-hmm. Who gives a fuck if you lose it? We are officially, I think, out of the hunt now. I saw us on a stray in the hunt graphic at the start of the day.
Yep.
And that was kind of nice to see for a second. But no, we stink. We're not very good, but we played very hard tonight.
You're not one of the worst teams.
We played very hard tonight against a good team, a very good team. Maybe I don't know if there are any very good teams. We played very hard tonight against a team that is at or near the top of their conference's playoff race.
They're in the 1 seed right now. Obviously, the Patriots have to play on Monday night. The Broncos are 10-2. The last 4 times, or the only 4 times the Denver Broncos have started 10-2 in a season, they've gone to the Super Bowl every single time.
Yeah.
So, it's just a weird stat. Bo Nix that pick made no sense. That pick was crazy. But then he makes plays where that throw that he made where he was falling down was an incredible throw.
It was amazing.
And the drive in overtime was a perfect drive. So, Bo Nix continues to confuse me, which is fine. I think that's just my relationship with Bo Nix it's going to be complicated at all times.
The pick to Bobby Wagner was, I have no idea what he was looking at there.
It was crazy.
Because
I think he didn't see him.
Bobby Wagner can't move. Maybe Bo is like a T-Rex where his vision's based on movement. Bobby Wagner was just standing perfectly still in the middle of the field. And just threw the ball right at him.
Yeah, wait. Can we see the Bobby Wagner pick? Because I think maybe... Wait, that's not the Bobby Wagner pick. That's Bobby Wagner.
That's Bobby Wagner being slow, yeah.
That was Bobby Wagner being really slow. Okay, wait, go back. I think maybe he didn't see Bobby Wagner behind his offensive lineman, because I think maybe Bobby Wagner wasn't in his line.
But then crazy. Who was that ball being thrown to?
I don't know who 13 is.
So he's underthrowing 13 by about
is that
about
Franklin?
12, by about 9 yards.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that. Maybe it was a scheduled throwaway.
I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. It was Pat Bryant. But it's complicated with Bo Nix. I'm not bashing the guy. He wins football games. It's complicated.
I mean, usually Bo Nix sucks for the first 3 quarters, and then he's great.
And he was good in the overtime.
But today it was like he was pretty good for the first half, some of the second half, stunk in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then he was back to being good Bo in overtime.
Threw for 321. I still like him in theory because he does make plays with his feet and he takes shots. But yeah, there was Marcus Mariota threw 50 times tonight.
That's not a winning formula. But you agree that
it's overtime too.
With Terry on the field, it looks like a completely
you guys were
team.
taking deep shots that you thought had a reasonable chance of connecting.
Yeah, actually, I'll say this. I like all the deep shots that Mariota took. He just overthrew all of them.
Yeah.
Like if he had a good long range arm, I feel like we win that game going away. But at least he was taking shots.
Yeah, it was a good defense. You put up 26 points and a lot of yards against a good defense. The offense you guys might win some games down the stretch. You might play spoiler.
The defense looked
pretty good today. Who are you
going to
spoil? You could spoil the Cowboys.
The Eagles are gonna split with the Commanders 1,000%. I already told him that.
No, Max, no way.
You could spoil
1,000%.
Max, what you saw tonight, this was like.
Oh, you guys played twice?
Yeah, twice.
Split.
Oh no.
What you saw tonight from
There'll
the
be a
Commanders, this was as hard as that defense is going to play. They were playing in prime time after getting embarrassed in front of national audiences. They just came back from Spain, had a bye week, and they just heard America talking about how bad the defense is.
But
Dan Quinn had the guys playing as hard as they're going to play for the rest of the season. Now, if Jaden comes back, who knows?
that's what I'm saying. Jaden will be back, and McLaurin's back.
Congratulations, PFT, on having your last primetime game.
Yes.
That's got to be nice.
I love that. Thank God. This game should not have been on primetime, although I'm glad that it was.
Well, it was preseason.
It was a fun game,
yeah.
but
I feel like they don't start using. I feel like they don't flex. They don't use the flex because there's so many. CBS can block it, and so can there's too many blocks.
When they tell you it's all flexible,
It's not.
That's some bullshit.
It never is. We need a fully flexible NFL schedule. It should be the NFL schedule should be like college football. They don't tell you the times of the games until 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
That'd be great. Imagine that. How awesome that would be. They just pick the best Sunday night football game every year,
make it all flexy. Yeah.
every week.
Now, Treylon Burks also had one of the best catches of the season tonight. He had the one-handed catch
Incredible.
over Moss. I think he mossed Moss,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
that shit was awesome.
Do you know about Treylon Burks' backstory?
Well, he was on the Titans.
He was on the Titans.
I thought he was going to be very good.
I did too. But before that, like coming out of college, I did not realize this. He's a hog hunter. He kills wild hogs with a knife.
Well, he went to Arkansas, right?
Yeah, but he is actually like he takes a knife and then goes out with his dogs. His dogs find wild hogs, and then he jumps on them and he kills them with a knife.
We talking Black Hog Down?
We're talking black hog, not helicopter hogs. No,
Oh, I love those. Those videos are crazy.
they are crazy. But imagine that just with no helicopter and no gun, just like he's like Rambo out in the middle of the forest with a knife. And he just jumps on their backs and kills them.
That's badass.
That's pretty badass.
I also feel like 50% of the people who kill those hogs do it just because they can actually anyone who's like, oh, why would you kill these hogs? Like, actually, they're the worst fucking things in the world.
30 to 50 feral hogs running through your backyard.
They fucking ruin everything. They have you can't even eat them. They're gross.
Yeah. I mean, they are a problem. They're a nuisance.
They're a big time problem.
They'll root around for all your stuff.
Because people like to do that where they're like, yeah, it's kind of like shooting deer. When people, oh, don't shoot the deer. It's like, do you know what would happen to the deer population if there was no hunting?
And if you did not kill all
deer everywhere.
If they didn't kill all the hogs are dangerous too.
They are.
Hogs will run your ass over.
You'll kill your cat.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll kill cats.
But not when Treylon Burks is around.
That's pretty bad.
He's the only man standing between us and chaos as a society.
Mm-hmm.
Good for guys like him.
Agreed.
But I do want to see who the hogs are on this team. Not so that he can kill them. Like the hogs, like the way that the Redskins use the term.
Yes.
We're on hog watch for the rest of the season.
Yes. Okay. That was week 14. We're going to talk some college football during Who's Back. Let's do Who's Back. I'm sure we'll touch everything. Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by Twisted Tea. Who's Back of the Week is sponsored by Twisted Tea, and the holiday season officially back. You've got your Christmas parties, you got the hometown bars, and you got the family members you haven't seen since last Christmas, so you need something good to drink. Our go-to is Twisted Tea for whatever the holidays throw at you. It's smooth and refreshing, made with real brewed tea, and isn't carbonated, which is key to keeping you going all day long without feeling like you're going to explode. So make sure to grab a few cases of Twisted Tea this season, and whatever you do, keep it twisted. We love Twisted Tea. I love the original. I love the peach. PFT likes the half lemonade, half tea. Mm-hmm. Go get a Twisted Tea today. Listen, December's go to holiday parties and hang out and have a couple drinks month. If you got Christmas coming up, don't be a Brandon Walker or Big T. Get a Twisted Tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
That was the craziest take ever.
Which one?
Brandon Walker and Big T saying that they don't have a sip of alcohol during Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Not even they don't have they would be offended if
Yeah.
someone came with a bottle of wine to Thanksgiving.
Offended.
Offended.
That part's crazy.
Insane.
I'm a big live and let live guy, so like I don't care if someone's drinking or not drinking, but to say like you don't no one can drink on Thanksgiving, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That is nuts.
You're sitting and watching football all day.
I agreed with you. You said you have like a couple beers until you start eating, and then
Yes,
you get to.
I
That
get
happens
too
to me every Thanksgiving.
Every Thanksgiving, I do the same thing. I have, as soon as the first game kicks off, I crack a beer, and I'll have about 5 or 6 beers, and then we eat after the Lions game in my house. So it's around 3 o'clock, and then I eat. So I'm 5 or 6 beers deep, have a nice buzz, eat, done drinking for the day because I just feel like shit the rest of the day because I eat so much.
I switched from beer over to liquor during dinner, and then I drink wine with dessert.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I
have
just get heartburn if I switch off something else.
I do like five beers beforehand.
Yeah.
Then with dinner, I'm more of like a mixed drink whiskey guy. And then afterwards, I'll have 2 of those drinks, and then afterwards, maybe like 2 or 3 glasses of wine.
But you got to have
You go through all the phases of being drunk.
Yeah, they don't drink anything. Did you get banged up?
No.
You should have a couple, though.
I had a couple, yeah.
Yeah, you have a couple. Yeah. I'm not saying... I think it would also be... I mean, getting like blackout drunk and in a family function is a little weird, but you have to have a couple.
Yeah.
It's not... It's in moderation. All right, Hank, who's back?
Who's back is it's real college football and virtual college football, Coach Doug's.
Yeah.
Stella Blue Coffee.
Stella Blue Coffee. So here's what I'm doing. I think we've sold... I said on Sunday morning, if we do 1,000 orders in the next day and a half, I will bring back Coach Doug's for the college football playoff. I will do the whole bracket. We'll pick the Wednesday before, Thursday before. We'll do... What'd you say? What'd you say?
We should play with the guy who gets those PS5 or Xbox.
Oh, we could. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, now that's a good idea. So go to StellaBlueCoffee.com. Golden Mug. We're giving away 4 PS5s, 4 Xboxes. You have 20% off almost or a lot of the coffee in the store. We have the new ready-to-drink cans, and I'll bring back Coach Doug's. So go by. You have all of Monday to do it. That's a good call. We'll find someone who wins the Golden Mug. We'll play with them.
I'll do I can watch a Bears Eagles game.
Oh,
I felt bad saying no to that.
Maybe we'll put that on the Doug stream.
But you have to buy.
Yes,
you have to buy.
All right,
PMT stuff too.
Yeah. So PMT, we have this.
The hats.
This is just a full ad for our store.
By the Hank Dog sold out.
Well, those are coming back.
Those are coming back, buddy. We're ordering a lot of those, buddy.
They're back.
The amount of people who wanted that, I actually feel bad for the AWLs. I'm sorry.
I don't.
We sold 500 Hank dolls in a minute and a half. It was that fast.
I brought my dog to like the doggy daycare for when I was away. Comes back into the apartment first time after like 5 days.
Yep.
Literally sprinted straight to the toy.
I had so many people over at my house Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they all got to meet the Hank doll, and they all loved it. They were like, "Who is this man?
Mm-hmm.
He seems so nice. Dogs love him."
I apologize to the AWLs. We should have realized how much people love the Hank doll. We are getting a lot more in stock. We will have them ready. We don't want to have you buy them and then not get them for like a month.
There's a wait list.
We're going to wait. There's a wait list. Once we get them, we'll re-release them. What a gift.
Maybe.
So 20% off the entire. We have new Pardon My Take hats.
I also blame Hank for the fact that we don't have enough Hank dolls.
False.
Yeah.
You guys were in the conversation.
No, Hank, you've been telling the merch people this whole time no one's going to buy them. We've been trying to counteract that
I did
narrative.
not say that.
You never said when no one's going to buy them?
Not to the merch people.
Do they listen to the show?
No.
Yep.
That-
Wrong.
Pilar's for
Wrong.
sure listening right now, and she's gonna text She's gonna text you yelling at you. She listens.
You're taking money out of our pockets right now, Hank.
That's on them and you guys.
That's a nice hat,
I take
though.
no blame. This hat is great.
And this hat is
If
great.
we
And
buy
this
enough
hat's on
of them,
sale.
if you
And
buy
this hat's on
enough
sale.
of those hats, I'll watch that game.
That's just fake. But
All right, but what about
wish I had a number, but I
that's a
don't really.
good
I don't
solid
really
target
understand
if you
how
buy
numbers
enough
work.
of them.
what about real college football?
just fun stuff.
Do you want to jump off to something?
Cal game.
Yeah, how about Telly, huh?
Iron Bowl.
Yeah. Lane
Arizona,
Kiffin?
Arizona State.
Who won that Cal game?
Cal.
Against who?
UCLA.
No.
SMU.
Yep.
Yeah, it was rivalry.
I didn't know Cal. Yeah, SMU was a rivalry.
Cal SMU, huge.
UCLA,
ACC.
UCLA plays USC. Best uniform matchup. Teams need to do the like colored uniforms against each other, not like one team in whites.
I do think it's funny, though, in rivalry week when you've got Cal against SMU.
Yeah.
ACC rivals.
Yeah.
That's why we watch college football, baby. But yeah, it was a great weekend. of college football.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of the college football rankings and the playoff. The big stories, Lane.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the most Lane Kiffin that Lane Kiffin has ever been. And that's saying something because this is a guy who, and listen, we've had him on the show. I would love to have him on again. So he has been fired on a tarmac. He was left Tennessee after a year while everyone was really pissed at him. Mm-hmm. Al Davis did like a PowerPoint about him.
It was not so much a PowerPoint really as it was an overhead projector press conference.
Yeah.
Where Al Davis's face was falling off.
Yes.
And then he brought out the old school overhead that he had like little slides printed up for that he would then put on there to project, explaining the reasons why he was firing Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he got fired from or let go, relieved of his duties from Alabama amid a championship in the middle of the playoffs. So this has happened a lot before, and this is the most Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin does not exit quietly.
No. So apparently, I think what I understand from the whole situation, Lane Kiffin has essentially been the LSU coach for a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe even longer. And the only reason he has not left to LSU is that he wanted to coach his team in the playoff, which they were going to be in the playoff. He wanted to coach them in the Egg Bowl, which they won. And Ole Miss was basically saying, are you in or out? Are you in or out? And then finally after the Egg Bowl, they had long meetings. Marty Smith, I think, lives at Ole Miss now. He lives in Oxford. And Lane Kiffin was like, yeah, I'm out. And then said, who's coming with me? And said, everyone get on the plane. Who's coming with me? He took a couple guys. And everyone at Ole Miss is very upset at Lane Kiffin now, which rightfully so people are mad.
And he was also apparently stringing Florida along a little bit.
Yep.
And then Florida said, credit to them, they said, we're out of the Lane Kiffin business because we've been dealing with irregular communication from Lane. I would like to know what that communication was like, where they're like, this has gotten too weird, so we're out, which is pretty much what they said.
We also
things I'm uncomfortable with the way that Lane Kiffin is communicating with me. I don't think he's serious. Therefore, I'm out. Lane Kiffin wanted to coach Ole Miss through the rest of the season if he could. And his statement after he left made that clear that he wanted to stay there. Some of his players wanted him to stay there. But then the athletic director and the president of Ole Miss did not want him.
Correct.
And I don't blame the president of Ole Miss
at all
for saying, I'm not going to have our rival coach hang out with our team, form a deeper bond with our team, and then take those players with him when he leaves our team, which he has already signed a contract to do.
Correct.
There's got to be a way that Lane Kiffin could have stuck around to coach that team that he cared so much about through the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he could have signed the extension.
He could have signed with the team.
The other thing is, I think the only mistake that Ole Miss made is they should have just told him to leave before the Egg Bowl. They should have been like, get out. You're clearly gone. Just get out. You know what I mean? That was their only mistake. Like, just so that way you have, Pete Golding, who seems like everyone's rallying behind, and they said he's going to be the permanent hire. Should have had him coach the Egg Bowl. They probably were nervous that they might lose the Egg Bowl and then blow the playoff, which I get that. The whole thing is messy. The whole thing is very Lane. That's the other part of this is like Ole Miss fans have every right to be upset. I think Ole Miss AD did the right thing in being like, no way are you going to coach this team in the playoffs. Like that never should. That's crazy. Lane was Lane to the most Lane he's ever been, and you knew that when you took him, and he got you to the playoff and had great success at Ole Miss. And this is where the whole you can't turn a hoe into a housewife controversy happened, where a reporter down in Oxford said that, and Ole Miss then Lane went up to him after the game and was like, you called me a hoe. Very funny, very college football. There is some truth into it that this is Lane does. I think I saw a quote that Lane is the only guy in the world who tries to burn a bridge while he's still standing on it. Yeah, and I love it. I love it for college football because he is so interesting for college football.
This is it. When you first hired Lane, you had thoughts in your head about what's the best way this could go.
Correct.
And then you had thoughts in your head of what's the worst way that this could end up. And this is probably the worst way. I'm struggling. This is probably the worst way. Going to LSU, in no world was he ever going to go to like Mississippi State.
No.
But I think Ole Miss knew that this probably wasn't the end of the line for Lane. and that when he left, it was going to be messy, it was going to be ugly.
And it was ugly, and it was messy. They left his clothes out.
It was
on the curb.
They took all the clothes that Lane left in his office, and they said, "Get your fucking suits out of our offices, Lane."
It's also all like college football fans and rumors and speculation. Who knows what's true and what's not? But they're just airing out dirty laundry.
Oh yeah,
like
the
second
Burnerverse
he
is
was
going
out,
crazy.
They were just like spreading, rumors and stories, scuttlebutt stuff that basically seemed like they were, covering up, and then all of a sudden, like, he's gone. Like, all right, here's all the dirty laundry.
Yeah, I don't know if you did that on purpose, Hank, but the choice of phrase "putting out his dirty laundry" is perfect.
Yeah, because he did.
Yeah,
they quite literally. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a fair play on all sides, and I don't mean that. Like, I feel bad for Ole Miss fans. I think Ole Miss fans have every right to be upset because you have a playoff team and he's leaving them. But again, you got in the Lane Kiffin business. And the Lane Kiffin business has ended this way a lot of times.
Like, I don't know if there is a destination job for Lane Kiffin. Like a place that he wants to just coach for the rest of his life. He makes it interesting. He's probably going to get sick of LSU at some point too.
Yeah,
and the second the NFL calls, with a serious offer, if he feels like things aren't going so well down in Baton Rouge, he'll probably pick up that call.
And I like how interesting he makes. He's a wild card.
Yeah,
and he's out for Lane, and it's fun to watch. And I obviously, if I were in the position of he were my coach, he was leaving like this, I'd be so pissed, and I wouldn't think it's as fun to watch.
And if you're Ole Miss, you have that thought in the back of your head. You've been a second-tier SEC program for a long time. Lane Kiffin elevated you up to a place where now you're able to compete for a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then he treats you like you're a second-tier program on his way out, and that probably pisses you off, and it should.
Go win the whole thing, though. What if they just go win the whole thing? I know they probably can't, but
they're in it.
Yeah, they're in it.
They're in it. You could. It'd be fun.
But yeah, Pete Golding, I saw it felt like everyone rallied behind him. There was a lot of the defensive coaches didn't leave, so you have a lot of the same coaching staff. Go fucking win the whole thing. And LSU's the perfect spot because LSU doesn't care. They just want to win football games.
Yeah.
Like they're watching all this stuff happen, watching all these stories, watching Lane leave and as messy as possible. And they're like, we don't care. We just want to fucking win.
Yeah.
And Lane wins.
He'll probably do that to us at some point. And guess what? If we get results, that's all that matters.
He's a good football coach.
I mean, the whole system of college football, the fact that now is the time of year when you have coaches that are leaving, that are in the middle of a playoff or the playoff discussion. They're currently slated to be in the playoffs. And you can look at Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. You can look at schools like North Texas. You can look at schools like Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing their head coaches before the season's over. And that sucks. That's a bad spot for the sport to be in. I don't really know how you get out of that spot.
The one way to get out of it, and this is, I'm not defending Lane in any way because he did handle this not great, I would say, to put it lightly. But the one thing that you could say in defense of a coach having to leave is that the schedule just makes no sense. The fact that the transfer portal and the early signing day all happens in the next couple of weeks. Why? Just fucking wait till I know they have to do it on the semesters, but what the fuck? This is big time college football. Stop pretending that it's by the semesters. Just figure out a way to have the season end and then the things happen so that all this doesn't happen every time.
But then what would stop a coach from just being like, I quit?
No, of course. Of course,
it's a shitty spot. But yeah, the schedule.
But if so, here's what I'm saying is that if the transfer portal and everything happened after the playoffs, I would think that Lane Kiffin would be like, I'm coaching this team, and if LSU wants me, they can talk to me after the playoffs are over.
Yeah, you could try to put a rule in place saying you can't negotiate with a coach that has a job until like a certain date.
Jimmy Sexton would come flying for people.
I'm sure that they would follow that rule.
Who's Penn State going to get?
I don't know. It's somebody different. It was Kalen DeBoer for a while, and then they won that game.
It was Lincoln Riley for a hot second.
Lincoln Riley for a little bit. Now it looks like the BYU coach.
Satake.
Maybe Dable. There's another name. I don't know. Whatever. It's probably going to be Terry Smith. Almost lost to Rutgers.
He had the Joe Pup pin, though.
Yeah, it's Joe Pop.
Yeah, it's Joe Pop pin.
That's the Joe Pop pin.
It just does. The calendar sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks. I know. I actually agree with you, Big Cat. that's what I was getting at earlier. It's like the way that it's set up right now.
Yeah.
This is what's going to be normal.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen.
Oh, of course.
And it sucks. And I don't really see a way out of it besides an ironclad change in the calendar, which I think that's going to be very hard to enforce.
Correct. But yeah, the situation, I feel bad for Ole Miss. I mean, you still have a team in the playoff. Go win the playoff. And you just got laned. Like, it's not, nothing that Lane Kiffin did in the last week can be shocking if you know anything about Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
And I mean that in like the best way, where this is just how he operates, and it's fun to watch, and he makes the sport more fun. He'll probably be good at LSU. He'll probably win games. He'll probably have some, crazy message board shit, and it'll be fun. Like, I'll tune in because the sport is fun when you have guys who have weird, quirky, whatever Lane is.
Yes,
he's all of it.
He's a perfect guy for college football.
He's the perfect guy for college football. So I do stand with Ole Miss fans, though. You have every right to be pissed off. But again, you're in the playoffs, so you got to. I feel like you get like a couple more days to be mad, and then when the playoff bracket comes out, you got to get focused.
Yep.
You got to get ready to go.
Yep. Lane Kiffin is the monorail salesman from The Simpsons if the monorail salesman delivered results.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get some results from Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Okay. Who's back, Piff?
It's also college football related. Just Duke football. Duke in the ACC championship game. Duke. Nobody thought Duke could make it. We talked about the Armageddon scenario even going back like 2 weeks, and there was an Armageddon scenario that played out in the ACC where they had to go to all the different tiebreakers, and somehow Duke gets in. I know you said you were done with Duke.
I am.
They're not done with you.
They suck.
Duke's not done with you. So
now I want them to win.
It's going to be Duke against UVA in the ACC championship. People are big mad. I think it was Nicole Arbach tweeted out she doesn't care about the rules for the ACC. The conference should step in and put Miami in the ACC title game. I understand what she's getting at.
Yep.
Because there's a chance that if Duke wins, they're not going to make the playoff, and then the ACC won't have a representative, and that's bad for the conference. So I understand why she said, but if you put rules out there, if you have a tie-breaking system in place, you can't just forget about that.
Yeah,
we'd have chaos.
Well, the problem here is this is all, and this is where college football is starting to lose the plot. Is this is a problem of the super conference, where the super conference we have Duke and Miami, who I think they had like two common opponents in their conference. I mean, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and that was
too
a
many
tiebreaker
teams in these conferences
that they use. And Duke, who is not a good football team, but they could end up being an all-time great football team.
Yeah,
I'm in the Brotherhood this week.
Can we just can someone smart or just someone
the Brotherhood is Duke football, by the way.
That is the Brotherhood.
Well, we're making it the Brotherhood.
It's all the
this
Brotherhood.
week. Get in the Brotherhood. Or get
Are you in the Brotherhood?
Of course.
Do you have any Duke gear I can borrow?
Yeah.
I don't
give me all the Duke gear.
Okay.
I don't know why someone hasn't just figured out, like, why can't we just have divisions in these fucking mega conferences? The mega conferences are too big. Make divisions.
Maybe they're not big enough.
But what if the Big Ten has 18 teams, right? Let's say we get two more teams, it's 20 teams. Make 4 divisions of 5 teams. You play everyone in your division. You play a couple of other teams in the other division. The number 1 team in the division, there's a 4-team Big Ten playoff. And then you play in Indianapolis. And then it's like, if you're going to just do the NFL, just do the NFL scheduling.
You could have 2 mega conferences, and then each of those mega conferences has 4 conferences.
Yes.
4 divisions in them. Yeah.
But just do it, because then you get at least some of the localized, you know what I mean? Like, you have a division where it's Oregon, Washington, UCLA, USC. You make the Pac-10 basically again. It's just so stupid.
If the NFL had this system put in place where you just had to debate and argue your team's way in,
it's crazy, man.
I actually think the Lions are Texas right now.
The Lions are Texas.
The Lions are Texas right now.
Yeah, Texas. I mean, Texas, and now we have, just college coaches having to, after a win, be like, we should be in the playoff because of this, and that, and just forgetting to say, and we also lost to a 4-win Florida team.
We lost to Florida.
Yeah. The whole sport is just so crazy right now, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And we're going to have a lot of debates coming up because there's a lot of 2-loss teams. Notre Dame and Miami, I think both should be in, but you have to have Miami and not, over Notre Dame. I did a little bit of a troll this morning because I was bored. I just did my top 12 teams for the college football playoff based on the metric of I have good losses are better than good wins, and people got very upset. So like I had BYU over Texas Tech, even though Texas Tech killed BYU. BYU lost to Texas Tech. That's a really good loss. Texas Tech lost to Arizona State, who's not even ranked.
It's bad loss.
Right.
Strength of loss.
Strength of loss.
SOL.
Whereas like Notre Dame losing to Miami actually was better for Notre Dame than Miami.
Notre Dame losing to Miami and to A&M.
2 great losses.
They might be number 1.
At Ole Miss, I had ranked ahead of Georgia because Ole Miss lost to Georgia. Great loss. Georgia lost to Bama, who lost to Florida State. That's a bad loss.
Now I'm confused.
Georgia lost to Bama.
Yep.
Bama has 2 losses, and one of them's a bad loss.
Yes.
So that's a bad loss for Georgia.
That is a bad
to
loss.
Bama.
To lose to a team that lost to Florida State.
Ole Miss lost to Georgia. Georgia's a good team. That's a good loss.
Now what about Ohio State and Indiana?
I almost put Oregon over Indiana because that's such a good loss for Oregon to lose to Indiana.
Indiana hasn't they ain't lost to nobody.
I was so close, but I thought that was maybe a little too far.
Well, you do learn more from losing than you do from wins.
It was basically to prove a point when people are like, well, Notre Dame and Miami, like the game shouldn't matter. It's like, yeah, the game should matter.
They should matter.
That's why you play
But
the games.
you know what? I still think this is better than a 14 playoff.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if a team does not make the 12-team playoff, you can just be like, you lost too many games.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems every year, if it's a 14 playoff, you will have teams that have the same number of losses that are relatively comparable losses and relatively comparable wins. And you will just debate, and there will be a team that is probably deserving that does not get in. This way, it's just like, you know what? Maybe Bama shouldn't have lost 2 games.
Also, none of this is me complaining because I think that having the ability to debate all this stuff in a time in the calendar when it's cold out and there's not a lot of sunlight and you're sitting around and maybe you're in like work parties or family parties where you don't want to be, this is what you should be doing, is debating losses.
Yeah, and I actually think Michigan had the best loss.
Yeah, so that was my who's back is Ryan Day.
Okay.
Ryan Day got the monkey off his back.
I was going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Michigan lost the battle, but they won the war.
Correct.
By not permitting Ohio State to plant a flag at midfield.
If you're a Michigan fan, you have to be completely embarrassed that that was actually said afterwards, right? Like, not only did you get killed, and like that was coming eventually. You're not going to win every single rivalry game. There was a moment in the first quarter I was like, is this going to happen again to Ryan Day? When Julian Sayin threw that pick, I was like, oh no, it's happening again. You're not going to win every rivalry game. But to come to afterwards be like, yeah, we were making sure that they couldn't do anything with the M. We're going to protect the M.
Mm-hmm.
That means that when the game was still going on, Michigan players were talking on the sideline about protecting the logo.
Yeah.
That's so pathetic.
Well, is it pathetic, Big Cat? Because the national anthem of the United States is a little ditty called the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was written about the flag still standing after a hard-fought battle in the War of 1812.
Mm-hmm.
A war in which some would say we lost a lot of that war.
But it's not a flag. It's a logo.
It's the
on
logo.
The ground,
it's what
which is meant to be
what a flag is.
Which was run on all game.
That's what a flag is.
It
they defended their banner.
It was stepped on all game.
That right there is something that I think Michigan should be proud of. The fact that after the game was over, they were tough. There were a bunch of tough guys after the game.
They were tough.
There were a bunch of tough guys out there.
Credit to Ryan Day too. That was a smart move by him. He's like, we're winning with class.
Yeah.
That's got to bother Michigan men.
We're not going to make this about the M.
Yeah, because Michigan men do think that they win with class. Is Jack back there? Jack, Jack is a Michigan man. Jack, that was the most pathetic thing ever to say that they were making sure no one touched the M. Would you agree?
Yeah, that was stupid.
Okay, all right.
The M still stands.
And also Ryan Day with the subtle troll of one of the meanest declining of a penalty, where there was a holding penalty on 2nd and 5 and Michigan gained no yards, and he declined it and was like, no, we'll just go 3rd and 5 instead of 2nd and 15 because you're not going to get 5 yards. and they didn't.
Yeah, that was just embarrassing.
that was such a Ryan. I'm happy for Ryan Day, and also shout out all the crazy Ohio State fans. I saw one guy tweet. He's like, "See what happens when you post a guy's address? He goes and wins the national championship and then beats Michigan."
I thought that after that 50-yard touchdown pass in the second half, there was no chance that Michigan had to even come close to getting back in that game.
They had like 4 yards of offense
Michigan,
in the second half.
Yeah, most of their offense was on the first play of the game.
I know.
After the first run of the game for Michigan, the Michigan fans probably felt pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they had a guy that headbutted a ref, didn't get kicked out. I would like to know what reasoning the ref had for not throwing him out of the game.
Yeah.
Because apparently you can just do that.
Crazy.
It was crazy, but it was two different levels of team playing. It was not close.
Yeah, Proton Don on Twitter. I do not condone this, but it was a funny tweet. Just another example of what is possible by posting your head coach's address to Twitter. A bunch of people were crying about it, but look at us now. Not good. College football's crazy. College football's crazy.
Credit to Ryan Day for not trying to do the thing where you just play Michigan football to beat Michigan football.
Yeah.
Play Ohio State football. It's a pretty good brand of football.
And Julian Saint's pretty damn good. To throw that pick at the beginning and be like, that crowd was fucking crazy.
Yep.
And he just didn't blink. Okay, Zach, finish us off. We'll talk a lot more college football. I think we're going to have Brandon Walker on Wednesday. We're going to do college football rankings. We're going to talk about all this. I'm sure we'll have some more hirings, firings. Kentucky fired Mark Stoops. Michigan State hired Pat Fitzgerald. Alex Golish to Auburn. Everyone's mad about Arkansas's hire. Mm-hmm. Silverfield from Memphis.
Yeah, Summerall to Florida.
Mincy tried his hardest to get Summerall to go to Ole Miss. Couldn't get it done.
No, that's not
He's
on
still on
Mincy.
the phone.
It's not on Mincy.
It is on Mincy. He could have done more.
It's not over yet.
He could have done more. Okay, Zach.
My Who's Back of the Week is also college football adjacent, more so college mascot football adjacent, even more so same game, Brutus with the all-time Selly in the snow.
Yes. That was awesome.
That was fantastic.
Where was Michigan defending this? He X'd out the M.
He did. That's pretty bad.
That's really bad.
But that's not the M.
But still.
That's a M.
Big M.
It's
It's
a big M.
It's a big M. I'm having a hard time defending that. Yeah, somebody should have gone out there and speared Brutus when he was standing on the M.
Yeah.
Where was Big Nut? Was he there? Does Big Nut go to away games?
Yeah, he does. He's always there.
You just wanted me to search Big Nut on Twitter.
Yeah, can you look up Big Nut?
Jack, I have one last question for you. Jack, there is a there's a theory that basically what Michigan did last year created a monster. Would you trade if Ohio State goes and wins the national championship this year? Are you like, fuck, we probably fucked up with the whole flag thing and how everything went down? Because Ryan Day's not lost a game since.
Yeah, I think that was stupid.
Yeah, so are you a little worried that maybe, like, what if Ohio State never loses a game ever again?
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I agree. That would suck. But that's on the table right now.
We'll see.
How many years?
Like 10 years of never losing?
So, Jack, is it like in the last 10 years, what's your record against Ohio State?
4-6. Well, COVID, 4-5.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
so you can say like last 5 years, obviously you've dominated the rivalry
Yeah.
as a whole. Last 10 years,
No.
Ohio State. Last 20 years,
No.
Ohio State. Last 30 years, Ohio.
Michigan had some 90s, I feel like they won.
How far
90,
back do you
yeah.
have to go where it flips again? And you're like, in the last 50 years, who's on top of that rivalry?
90s, Michigan dominated. I think 80s, it was like split.
Yeah.
But even at that point, they still own the all-time record against you, even if you go back to like 1990. 1990 until now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No,
I think
Michigan has the all-time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, how
Yeah.
far back do you have to go to get to that point again after 5 years?
Probably like the 40s.
No. If you go back to like mid 70s, you guys dominated in the 90s and a lot of the 80s. So I bet you would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would be able to just say like, yeah, basically 1975 on. Ohio State did have a nice run there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of blue in there. I mean, it's great. Rivalry weekend's the best. I would imagine, like 1975, 1976, and then you guys won a lot when you were playing like the YMCA.
Yeah, we did.
We've done that before, but Michigan will be back, right?
If they fire the head coach, yeah.
You know what? Credit to Michigan for scheduling Ohio State.
That's true.
Michigan should still be in the conversation to get into the playoff.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, what if you guys had played Rice today instead of Michigan?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Thank you.
You could have easily played Charlotte this weekend during rivalry week.
Yep.
But you decided not to. You played Ohio State.
So credit to Michigan.
You nutted up. Biff Poggi might have won that game.
Yeah.
He actually was the Michigan looked better when he was the head coach this year. Okay. Good show, boys. Good to be back. He's just like chomping at the bit. I'm not going to do it. If you're going to do this, if you're going to be like your face all the way up in front of it, I'm not going to say it. I'm never going to say it. I'm not going to say number 3.
Oh, I think I got you.
PFT.
I think it was PFT.
Memes, do you want number 3, Memes?
I would like it.
You would?
I would like it, please.
All right, Memes, I'd like to give you number 3.
Thank you.
Memes, I brought my kids here over Thanksgiving.
Did they get the lottery ball?
No, but I was thinking like how mad you'd be if I hit it and it went 3.
Oh.
I was hoping it didn't because it's never going to happen.
I'll go 15.
22.
Memes, I hope you get it on 3.
I hope I do too.
19.
27.
100.
44.
8.
Is that it, Memes?
You want to do another one?
You want one more? You want one more?
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more. For you, Memes.
Same numbers. Same numbers.
Same numbers. 27.
22.
100.
$25. 25.
Miles Garrett. Love you guys.